it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What about ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping some bread.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Snark Tank Podcast. Last week's episode got fucked up because I'm retarded. I'm an absolute fool. I just totally fucked it up. So that's annoying. This is because we worked, and there's actually I think that was actually a really good episode.
It was great.
But you guys,
I thought it was great.
I was excited. I was like, hey, I think I'm actually gonna listen to a couple of the things back.
You guys will never see it. I think what I'm gonna do though is I might just edit it together. The parts that make sense. Because my audio just got completely fucked. So I think what I might do is I might edit together some of the better conversations where it's just you and Sweeney and Derek talking.
I gotcha.
Might turn that into a pseudo kind of Frankenstein Dark Tank that'll go up on maybe the Patreon.
Dude,
some people said they would just listen to it regardless.
Dude, it was
They
so
say
bad.
that?
It was so bad that it sounded like Chris recorded with a fucking Nokia fucking phone, one of the early fucking blue and silver flat looked like a house phone cell phones.
Everybody says that. Everybody's like, "Oh, we don't care. We'll listen to it." It's I promise you, the snippet of audio that I let you guys hear of the fucked audio was literally the only part of it that you could even tell what it was supposed to be.
That was a bad clip. That clip was bad in its own, dude.
I know, and that was the best segment. So the rest of it was just, it sounded like BB-8 or some robot trying to talk through a fan and cutting in and out. It was really bad.
That sounds good to me, man. I don't know.
Eventually that episode will find some snippets of that episode will find its way back onto the into the ether. But for now, apologies.
Aether.
But we've got some stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of cartoon characters and a lot of fictionalized characters getting
retconned, reworked.
Saw a lot of Lola Bunny stuff.
Oh man,
on my timeline, and I put my phone away for 63 hours. Because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
The furries came to bat. The furries came to bat, man.
They pulled up, bro. They fell from the sky, man. Like fucking meteorites to the fucking dinosaurs, bro. They came to brawl.
You know what's wild though? I don't think so. I don't think the furries, because I think the furries would fuck Lola regardless.
They would fuck her regardless, but they want to fuck the pinnacle her, not the fucking.
So here's the weird thing. Somebody asked me, I did a Instagram Q&A, and somebody asked me, did you see the rework of Lola Bunny? And I thought I didn't, but it turns out I did. But that's how subtle the differences were. When I saw the new one versus I was just like, oh, it's not like Lola had because the deviant art shit, she was never that. She was never
dude, she looks pretty different.
She doesn't look that. It's not
she
drastic to the point she's unrecognizable.
She looked like a nice drawing of a character, and now it is a kind of busted version of a character. That's it. She looks like she's been looks like she's gone through wear and tear. Like she had a kid or two. Her body ain't what it used to be. She's
they just made her a little less sexual, right?
Yeah. I'll be real, guys. I thought it was weird. That she was drawn that way in the first place.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
No, hold on. Not that I'm against it. Not that I had a problem with it. I wasn't angry or frothing at the mouth when I saw this oddly hot rabbit in this movie with Michael Jordan.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Greed is good. No,
I just imagine him fucking crossing people and shit, fucking dunking.
Greed is good.
No, I don't know, it's one of those things where I understand the sentiment of being weirded out that, because there are weird, Miss Bellum was taken out of the Powerpuff Girls reboot, and I think there was a female teacher on that show that she was drawn in the new show without her boobs, even though nobody even really noticed her boobs in the first place. It was just sort of
the triangles, right?
Character design.
Bellum though was fucking fire.
Yeah.
Bellum was fucking. No. She was nice.
I was hoping the mayor was hitting that shit because
he definitely was.
Yeah.
If the only way Miss Bellum was sticking around because the mayor had good dick. He must have been giving out some good dick because that guy was fucking incompetent. She deserved so much.
Fucking her with that little hat that hovered on his head and shit.
Wait, boy.
Dude, the mayor's dick was longer than his legs.
The mayor's dick was longer than him, bro.
It was bigger than his fucking nose.
It was a pocket universe, bro. He had to hide it. He had to hide it, press it down, dude.
Like that shit was twice the size of him. He brought it out.
He tucked it in between his legs, up back into his hat.
That's why you never see the back of him, bro. You only see the front of him.
That's heinous. But no, like I don't know. Like I understand. Like I get. So here's the thing. I don't care about this. I don't care about it at all. But at the same time, I do kind of understand the general kind of like feeling of like it's weird that we're being very kind of like I don't know if prudish or Puritan-y is the right word. Like I don't know if there's really a word for this, but it is weird that there is kind of like this weird feeling of like being too afraid to draw just the generalized female form as it is. That is kind of weird to me. But Lola was like unnecessarily hot.
It's like Lola
in that Space Jam movie.
Because the like the cartoons, like the what do you call it? It's specifically for children, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
The Space Jam and all that stuff. So in that particular scenario, it's not designed for teenagers. If it was like a teenage thing, I would be like, that's completely par for the course. Having a sexy figure or whatever or some shit, because it'll get the teenagers kind of like awakened or some shit. But that was literally designed for kids. So
it was her and then Rouge the Bat. They were the two that I was like really uncomfortable with, because Rouge straight up had cleavage, and I was just like, what the fuck? This bat is strange. I don't like this bat.
Rouge was also this round-headed dwarf bat. I don't.
She was very over-sexualized. I didn't find her hot. I never said those words. I was like, why does this bat have breasts? I was wondering the whole time. I was like, what's up with that?
Did you see the anatomically? I almost said animatronically. The anatomically correct Lola Bunny with like the eight racks.
Oh yes, of course. I was like,
disgusting.
God, I gotta see it.
I was like, come on,
I gotta
guys,
look
stop
at this.
The most disgusting thing. You can't look at it because you're recording the screen.
No, not on the same screen.
I was trying to find like, yeah, don't fuck it up. I was trying to find the worst like drawing, but I found something that instead of being the worst, it was probably just the weirdest of showing Lola tickling Elmer Fudd while he's tied up.
I saw that, yeah.
I just shared that because it was the strangest. I was like, this is so fucking weird, but there was a specific artist that was going to town. This is disgusting. Of course it is.
Oh my lord, I gotta go to sleep.
Did y'all see fucking Meat Canyon's depiction of Lola Bunny? Fucking, it's
I saw it.
Gnarly.
I saw it on my feed, but I had to like drive, so like I didn't spend time like observing it because I know there's shit in that drawing that I missed. But like, holy shit, disgusting.
It's fucking. It's
Meat
pretty bad.
Canyon never ceased to amaze me with how much he can take a character that I thought I knew what they looked like and show me something of them that I can't recognize. The one he recently made with the Peppa Pig one, I made my girlfriend watch that and she texted me at like 4 a.m. like, I can't sleep. That shit's so fucked.
Yeah.
It's so fucking horrible.
I didn't like that one. It was good, but like it did disturb me. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that one only because the fact that she has a mouth on the side of her face.
On two sides?
I love that visual gag. It's so good because they're drawn that way.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. But yeah, there's some other what else is there's like other characters getting like fucked or like something
it's
like
Potato Man, right? Potato Man, Las Papas, Senor Papas.
Mr. Potato, yeah. That's another one that I didn't really understand, and reading into it, it was another thing where you just kind of shrugged your shoulders because number one, when could you say is the last time you've ever had a thought about Mr. Potato Head?
Exactly. Yeah, outside of Toy Story, he never comes up. Like,
never.
I doubt, like, there's no fucking 10-year-old who's like, oh, no, Mom, I don't want a PS5. Just get me a fucking Mr. Potato Head. Like, that child doesn't exist anymore. That is an extinct child. That child is dead in the ground. Dig him up and use him for oil because he's not around anymore.
That child is our parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think I don't even think pre-internet me wanted a fucking Mr. Potato Head.
I wanted a Buzz Lightyear.
I didn't even want him when Toy Story exploded.
I had one. Don't get me wrong. I had a Mr. Potato Head.
I just had a Woody.
I don't know how I got it, but I know I'd always put its fucking eyes on its feet. I always did that. And my grandma would be like, why are you doing that? I'm like, this is funny to me. This is funny. I like that he sees through his feet.
They immediately put you on fucking Ritalin or some shit.
I don't know. Like, what was the whole thing with that? Like, the name of the company changed, right? Instead of like Mr. Potato Head and instead of Mr. Potato Head, it was just Potato Head.
Potato Head. I think that's it. I think that's genuinely it.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah. It didn't strike me as because first of all, it's probably the only time that company is going to get press
ever again.
Like ever again. And also just like it seems to me like if I was managing the company, I feel like that it wouldn't even be a move that I would think was particularly stupid. Like even just completely removing myself from any kind of woke thought or like any kind of like oversensitivity, like any of that. I'm just thinking like, all right, what do we sell? We sell Mr. Potato Head, we sell Mrs. Potato Head, we sell these figures. Now let's just rebrand to Potato Head seems more accurate to what we make because it would take the baseline of what we make and kind of encompass everything. Like that to me is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And even that's not particularly all that interesting.
That sounds stable. It sounds very fine.
It's just boring. It's very boring. This company's gonna go bankrupt in the next like 10 minutes, probably. So like the fact
it was their last hurrah.
Their last hurrah was just going out as Potato Head.
Bankrupt in 10 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ. You change your name.
The issue, can you imagine that happens? I'm sorry.
I mean, they probably got some fucking support. Like this was probably great shit for them in the sense that y'all remember when Chick-fil-A, the CEO of Chick-fil-A was like, gays, I don't know, I'm not really down for that shit. And then all these fucking Christians and shit came out and started eating all their sandwiches. Because I'm telling you, I never gave a fuck about Chick-fil-A. I was like, whatever, dude. It's just white people's sandwich. I don't care. And then the lines were so big that I'm like, all right, I'll try it.
You're the worst.
And I was like, you know what? Their spicy chicken sandwich is actually not that bad.
It's not
It's
bad.
actually pretty good. It's pretty good. So, but the thing is, like, that's some crazy shit, man. You can, if you are a piece of shit, you can find a lot of support.
Because there's a lot of pieces of shit out there. So you guys all unify. You guys mix together your fucking energy. The one piece of shit goes up, it's like, share your energy with me, and all pieces of shit put their hands up. And they're like, yeah, fuck people of color or fuck gay people.
It's like, oh my God, what is it?
Use your
it's
bigot bomb.
like when the president of Goya was like, I like Donald Trump, and then all these like Republicans who have never seen a Goya bean in their fucking lives started buying all these like Goya products, and they're like, I love this Adibo, whatever this stuff is.
Adibo.
And it's like, you fucking shut the fuck up. Like I will say this though.
Adibo is really good seasoning.
We've been on the internet for long enough to see a lot of terms get watered down to the point where they become meaningless. Yeah. We've seen like even like I remember like Nazi. I remember when like sexist was starting to become like literally anything that was even remotely controversial. I remember when like racist and Nazi were the same thing. Commie was like next to later on down the line. Everything's communist all of a sudden. And now, interestingly enough, I don't know if I thought that we would get here, but I think we've reached this point where cancel culture doesn't mean anything anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like it means jack shit. Like there were points where like I could look at somebody and being like that and have seen their situation and been like, that's fucked up. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why did that happen to this person for such a stupid reason? And now it's like Mr. Potato Head is being canceled. What are you fucking talking about? Dr. Seuss for his books that nobody remembers? Like, dude, the books that like the books that people had a problem with that were from Dr. Seuss were books that I have never heard of in my fucking life.
None of them.
But but that book, the one that I saw the picture of, that panel of, I was like, damn, I was laughing my ass off.
They were rightfully fucking...
He offered, I think it was like, do you want to buy, I think, a bird a bale of hay, and then do you want to get a black person with your bale of hay? And I was just like, whoa, that's a deal, I guess. You gotta feed it to eat the hay.
It's not like the Cat in the Hat and fucking Green Eggs and Ham are gonna be like unbuyable. And you know what? If that happens, if it gets to a point where it's like your kids can't read Green Eggs and Ham because the author wrote something else that was fucked, that's stupid, right? And I would agree that that's like lame, and that's like, I don't know. I wouldn't, if I was running a library, not that I would. I don't think I would bother with that kind of thing. But as it stands right now, I don't know, the stuff that I saw in those Dr. Seuss books, specifically the ones that are being pulled, I totally understand why a company
would not push those
would
forward,
want to not push them forward. And people were like, oh, well, why don't you just because people were comparing it to the way Warner Brothers does their stuff, where like if they have like a cartoon, you know, from a long time ago, they have that thing in the front that says like the cartoons that you're about to see are from a different time and may contain images that are offensive or whatever the fuck. And I think people were like, oh, why don't you put that on in those? And it's like, it's a book.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you can't?
You
just
can put a sticker on it.
Not.
No, but like why?
People are pushing
the effort that would take is so significant.
Yeah.
Compared to just like adding like a slide in a video editor that just universally gets applied to all these things that can be like checkmarked with a UI.
Look, you could just put a sticker on it. That's very true. You can make stickers, put stickers on it, be like, hey, this may contain offensive images, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like, yo, dude, like, look, I read Green Eggs and unfortunately, Dr. Seuss may have agreed with those particular views, and that really sucks, you know. That
no, but he didn't though. That's the thing. It's like he even like I think there's even like a story from the family that was like, yeah, he believed certain things early on, and then he wrote. I think some of the more popular books that he wrote were like books specifically refuting the things that he had written about. Like apparently, like according to his family, like he had become better over time, and he was like, oh yeah, he was like apologetic about the shit that he used to write, which to me is like totally awesome. Like if you're gonna have, especially like back then when you know when you have very like because there is this thing. I don't know if this is gonna sound weird, but like I think like being racist in like 1910 or whatever I don't even know when the fuck Dr. Seuss lived. I don't give a shit, to be quite honest. But like being racist in 1910 and 2010 are two vastly different things.
That's agreeable.
I think.
Of course.
I think there's far less leeway in 2010 where you have access to the internet and just the generalized summation of human knowledge.
It's not
there's
right.
Far
it's
less.
not right. In any
no, it's not right
in
any way. But like ignorance in 1910 is far harder to claw your way out of than it is now, I think. That's personally.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'm wrong and maybe that's my own perception, but
no, you're not wrong. It's one of those things that it's kind of like savagery and barbarism and a lot of stuff that happened back in the day. There is no excuse for it, but you can have an understanding of why it happened. And it's the same thing with fucking racism and how so much horrible shit happened. You can understand it, and a lot of people think understanding is an endorsement. I'm like, no, I can understand why somebody got their head blown off. It doesn't mean that I liked it. It's just like you just understanding something. Yeah, I'm like, I just understood why something happened. And so racism back in the day, where a bunch of people were completely stupid and didn't know any better, and they didn't interact with people in different cultures and stuff, and they just had the worst assumptions about everybody.
Yeah, and they were raised in the same town their entire fucking lives.
Yeah,
where they were just surrounded by like their grandparents who grew up in the fucking early 1800s and shit like that. Where it's like,
exactly,
that's so terrifying to think. Oh man, that makes me sick. There's gonna be a period of time where my kids are gonna be like, great granddad was born before the 2000s, and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? I don't want to be alive anymore. I don't want to live to be so old I don't recognize the planet. Like I don't want to go in my house one day and then come back out when the world's just different to my brain. And I'm like, bro.
I remember, it's so fucking insane. It's like whenever you like. I hate being reminded of how old I am. Not necessarily because I think I'm too old, but because I think like time is like scary. And like it's like when you go on like a Tinder or like a dating app, and it's like people are like, "Oh yeah, I was born in like 2000." And there's an "and" after that. It's like, "What the fuck?"
It's pretty weird.
What the fuck do you mean? You were born in 2000 and something?
And you're on a dating site. You should probably you gotta be clear. You gotta be like 2000 and hopefully before 2.
Hopefully 1.
Yeah, but that's so weird, isn't it? Though that's so fucking weird. That's
plausible. It's so gross. It scares me. Like that's even plausible. Like 2000 was. I don't know. I have. It feels like I feel like an ancient person.
I have some memories of 1999 still. That's crazy.
I have a lot of memories. I have a lot of memories of 97. I have a lot of memories of 99. 99 I have the most memories
99
of.
I have some memories. I don't have a lot of them. I remember being in kindergarten. I remember crying on my first day. I remember some kid getting punched in the face by a 3rd grader, and I was like, whoa, that's really unfortunate for this kid in the same grade as me getting beat up by a 3rd grader.
I remember watching the premiere of that Family Guy episode, the Y2K episode.
Did that come out on Y2K?
I think it either came out, well, obviously probably not on, but either a couple days before or a couple days after. But I remember that very, very vividly, and I remember feeling so cool because I was like, ooh, I get to watch the adult show. It's like, ooh, yeah, I'm not supposed to watch Family Guy, but I am. And I don't know. I don't know how we got here, but
my fucking memory.
I got some years on you. I got some years on you guys, man. So that shit's like, I remember the 90s vividly. Everything. Yeah.
I don't remember shit about. I don't remember. All I remember about the 90s was that a lot of people were talking about KRS-One where I lived. I heard Nas pretty often. Busta Rhymes listed album. And that's about
Destiny's Child a lot.
Yeah, Destiny's Child was around too.
And stuff like Destiny's Child that I couldn't pinpoint now.
Like Jagged Edge was around. I remember Jagged Edge being a thing.
Fucking Jagged Edge.
And what you call it? And is it Y2K? No, not Y2K. It's like. Is it what's the other black group?
No, you're talking about B2K, right?
B2K. Yeah, and
that shit was
like,
way before my time, way after my time. Where I'm like, what the fuck is this Negroid boy band? That's what it was.
You don't gotta say that, but yeah, I guess.
Well, because it was a very big departure from like your typical like R&B groups.
Yeah.
Well, they're much more into like what the dudes in Florida were doing, all the Backstreet and all that shit. It was more leaning towards that way than R&B, and I was like, I hate this. I hate it completely.
It's so weird. It's so weird how much it's so weird how the music I heard in the 90s, like exclusively prior to me like playing Tony Hawk and bullshit like that, in the black community is so different from what it like was played on like national radio and shit. Because then, like, I turn on national radio and I'm hearing, like, not Rage Against the Machine particularly, but, like, Slipknot and, like, fucking Green Day and shit and, like, Nirvana. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is what's played on the radio. But I've never heard these songs in my house once. I hear Suavemente and fucking, a bunch of songs by Celia Cruz and then, like, Y2K Jagged Edge and stuff and then DMX. I'm hearing really different musics.
Yeah. I didn't even get that privilege of hearing that kind of music on the radio. I either heard like Fox News Radio or like oh my god, what the hell was it? Or like Radio Disney. That was all I heard for like the longest time. To the point where like I made it to like early high school thinking like I don't think I like music. Like, I just didn't like it. I was convinced that it was like, this is an entire medium that like I don't like.
It's insane how other friends of ours believe that shit too. And that blows my mind how people ever like, I don't like music. It blows my mind, but I can imagine hearing fucking Fox. They almost trad-conned you, bro. You almost got trad-conned, bro.
So weird, dude. You're all fucking crying over Rush Limbaugh and shit. You're like, fuck, man.
Rush.
My boy.
Fucking
my boy, Rush.
Someone play Tom Sawyer quick. No, fucking... No, yeah, I for real, though, like, for a long time, like, I was just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get what's, like, because all I heard was, like, it was like Mark Levin on Fox News screaming about something that didn't make any sense. Or I was driving with my mom, and my mom was playing, like, Story of a Girl by 9 Days. And that was like...
Jesus.
Or like, Enya, you know? Stuff like that. And I was just... Or like, Josh Groban. You know? And anything that wasn't that was like Spanish music that I didn't understand. I liked it kind of, but like I don't know what the fuck this is. You know, I like it about as much as I like the Dragon Ball theme song, but I wouldn't like sit and like listen to the Dragon Ball theme song like of my own accord.
That's so
Wait, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about like American or Japanese? What are we talking about?
I mean, I like all of them, but like, I mean, at that time, but like, I think everybody, I think the second you start liking music a lot is the second you can like understand like what it's saying. Like, I think anytime like you lyrically decode music is like the moment that you're like, oh, this is okay. Like, I can grasp onto this and like figure out what the hell the rest of this medium is. With Spanish music, I had no idea what the fuck they were saying, so I had no opportunity for that. I just like, I was like, I like this sound, I guess, but I don't care. And like stuff like that.
I had some key moments of where I was always more leaning towards like band type stuff because of theme songs of cartoons and stuff. There's this show called King Arthur and the Knights of Justice that was like, that's my shit. Power Rangers, like that, like hearing the guitars do that shit. I'm like, what's happening? I want to do that. But then hip hop culture and people that looked like me were on TV all the time, and I gravitated towards that so quickly for a few years of my life where I was convinced, I'm like, I want to rap, I want to do this. I started getting kind of good at like my flows was kind of good, and I never had though, because this is kind of like you're either born with it or you're not, kind of like art, like drawing well. Freestyling is the same way. You can't really work on it because you're never going to be as good as people that just have it. Like you have somebody like
some people are just like some people are Eminem, and you're like, oh,
but that's what I mean. That's a different. It's like you can work on drawing, but you're never going to be as good as somebody that just has that thing. There's whatever it's called. You just have that thing where you can just look at something and draw it, and it'll look the same. Where I can only trace. I can't fucking do it. I literally cannot see something right next to me and draw it the way that I can't do it for whatever reason. And freestyling is like the same principle where there's this Biggie who's dumb as a sack of rocks, but was a lyrical fucking just god, like the way that he can do his shit.
You know what that is, right?
What?
It's definitely autism.
I knew you were gonna say autism. So you're
like
saying
you're
saying talent
no, hold on.
is autism. You're saying talent is autism.
Let's be real for a second. I had a moment the other day where I was watching, like, I can't remember if it was like a TikTok or like something I saw on Twitter, but it was this video of like Neil Patrick Harris standing in front of this kid on like some game show, and this kid was like, and Neil Patrick Harris was like, all right, spell these like really long words backwards real fast, and he was just doing it like real quick, and I'm like, that's Eminem. This kid is Eminem, basically. Like, that is the same. I see the same gears turning in this child that I see turning in Eminem whenever he like freestyles or rhymes like obituary with ham sandwich somehow, and it like fucking works. And it's like there's a level of because like you said, like Biggie, like these aren't like necessarily like you know, even just like rock stars too, like to some extent, they're like, these aren't like the most educated people, but for some reason they're just like brilliant in this one thing, and they barely had to work at it, some of them. And it's like, how do you explain that other than just like
natural talent? Everyone has that thing they're just good at. Everyone has that thing that they're uncannily good at.
But what is the difference?
I mean, look, Chris.
Never mind.
If
Chris, you're trying.
Scientists, if people smarter than us come out and say all of these things are considered attributes on the spectrum, then I will agree with you. Before that, I don't want to come to that conclusion that Biggie, Eminem are fucking autistic.
Biggie, Eminem, Andre 3000, fucking Kendrick Lamar, Joey Bat, fucking every rapper down the line. Oh, these are all just autistic people,
dude. That would be crazy.
Why are you so offended? There's nothing wrong with being autistic.
There's nothing wrong with being autistic. No.
There is
but the fact that you're immediately just lumping all these people into this group of this thing that there is genuinely no precedent for. It's like, look, man, all I'm saying is that they're turning the frogs gay with the stuff they're putting in the water. You sound like that.
Look, man, if I could spell fucking prestidigitation backwards in 5 seconds, I'd rather have whatever that kid has than whatever I got right now.
Right now, I'll trade you. I'll trade you. I'll trade you my problems for your problems.
I want to know about that kid's social life, though. I want to know what's good.
Probably a really bad one.
What if it's not? What if you go? What if you go to his? Well, he's like 9. What if he's like 9? So his social life.
He's like, pussy at 9.
Yo, I know it happens, bro. It happens. In America, not really, but in other countries, it happens, bro.
We gotta move on. Let's move on to some updates about the show. My God. Updates. The first solo episode is live, obviously because the last episode got fucked. I felt like I owed the patrons something, so there's a solo episode live. I recorded mine a while ago, so it's
Heard you
not
just
super
talking
up to
about
date.
your ass for an hour.
My whole ass, my entire ass. I was just talking about my dark, cavernous anus for about an hour and a half. So you can go dark. So you can go listen to that. That's on the Patreon. That's an exclusive one until we can get the lost episode back up. And I bet I could probably give it to some audio wizard and they'll figure it out. But it's gonna take a while. So that's live. And also, we did mention this in the lost episode, but, it's gone. So right now, we've got a guest lined up for March this month, and it is the wonderful, talented Jonathan Young. He will be on the show towards the end of the month, towards the end of this March. And I think we're gonna do Young Crip in April.
Nice.
And we'll figure out from there. But we got some pretty cool people on the docket, so stay tuned for that shit.
Young Crip is gonna be refreshing. That's gonna be a good time because he
goes hard in the paint, man.
Even when I'm like the most sween I am, when I'm like just Kingston's taking a backseat and a shadowy figure is sitting in the chair, he blows me out the water every time. Where I'm just like, bro, you gotta not say that. You can't say that, dude.
He's pretty wild.
That's not okay.
He's fucking wild. But he's got the pass, man. Like it's one of those things when somebody is considered by like normies to like be like on a like poor that sentiment.
Poor you.
Or it's like since he's disabled, like like you get to take full advantage of just being a complete degenerate, and it's like fuck off, man. Like fuck, like my life is hard enough. Fuck off. I'm gonna have a great time.
He gets the N-word pass from me. I give him the N-word pass.
If he wanted to say it, I wouldn't get mad because, like, dude, like, come on, like that motherfucker is a trooper for because you think about like how good we have it and shit. And
he's more of a nigga than I've ever been. I give it to him. I give it to him by all means. I'll never take it from him.
Have the yeah. Did you see what's his name? Oh wait, let me say this before. This is the weirdest shit. This is the weirdest thing because you were mentioning Jonathan Young, and then I would have moved after that. So I just recently did a cover with him. I did an instant cover with him, and then out of nowhere, Azalea Banks,
I remember that,
shares that shit in her story.
Who is that exactly though?
Azalea Banks is somebody that just she is an artist. She's a hip hop artist, but she's notoriously known for beefing with like everyone, beefing with Iggy Azalea, just beefing with fucking just people in general. That's just like she just has like a lot, and then she does a lot of weird shit and says a lot of crazy shit. So I guess somehow she stumbled upon my fucking channel, I guess, and then started looking at my music, shared a couple of things, and then from that, fucking Amber Rose. Amber Rose, I saw on my Instagram, I saw like Amber Rose followed you, and I'm like, oh, it's probably just that's a troll. Like it's just a fake page. And I click on it, fucking 20 million followers. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then so I'm just like, okay, this is the most random shit ever. So I just said, hey, thanks for the follow. I didn't know what the fuck to say. And then she was like, oh yeah, like, I saw you on Azalea. I love metal and stuff. And then we started talking about System of a Down. And I was like, dude, am I getting fucking crazy? Trolled?
Would you clap her cheeks? Would you clap those cheeks if you had the chance?
Goddamn, we got to cut that out. We're going to ruin his chances.
I guarantee you she's not going to listen to this. Like, what is the odds? Like,
That's
I'm
true.
still like feel like I'm
it was a pretty high guarantee that she wasn't going to
You know what? That's true. She might be your chances might be higher, and I might have destroyed them. So get this.
Well, look,
fresh cut.
If I were, let's put this let's put this energy out there. Number one, she's married.
Okay.
So let's put that energy out there.
There's a goalie. I still try to score, bro. What you mean?
Look, if she was oh, that's Jesus Christ, that's
pretty good.
I'm so against that, but it's so clever.
So
it's
ignorant.
Look, if her and I were Freebirds, I would for sure shoot my shot just because the opportunity is there.
Yeah, that's
like
clout.
it's such a stupid.
That's clout.
Look. So there's the one thing all I'm gonna try to do is see if I can capitalize off of this in a way that she says she likes System of a Down. I am literally working on a System of a Down cover right now.
Smart.
'Cause I'm
Smart.
I want her to share this shit. And then
No,
randomly, you
smart.
guys heard of that bullshit Clubhouse? Have you heard of that app?
I have no idea what that is.
I know.
It's just a thing where it's a community of people that just talk and you listen to their conversations and you have the opportunity to possibly join in. So a bunch of celebrities are on there. It's an app that a bunch of celebrities are on and they're having conversations about random bullshit. And you can just listen in. But right now, you have to be invited to be on it. You can't just sign up for the app. Guess who invited me to be on it? Fucking Amber.
Oh,
and it's
that's cool.
And so it's weird because it says specifically that you're invited by whomever did it. And so it says that. And people are like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, you tell me, man. Like, I guarantee you, like, this is going to go away. Like, it's just a weird little thing right now. And it's going to go away and I'm forever going to be confused. Like, that people that I would love to, like, I see Snoop Dogg follows Azalea and all this stuff. I'm like, why didn't Snoop Dogg see it and maybe follow me? Where I'd be like, oh, that's amazing. I want to talk to Snoop Dogg. But, like, Amber Rose, who I've never thought about in my life other than her she used to have a tattoo of Wiz Khalifa and now it's fucking Slash. That's like the only thing that I fucking think about her. She was fucking with Wiz Khalifa and now it's Slash. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking hilarious.
Listen, man.
Look, all I'm saying is this, dude. All I'm saying is this. Could you imagine you get invited to one of those by someone you really don't want to meet? Like you get invited to fucking Bill Cosby and it's escape strategies or something like that? Or like you get invited by fucking you get invited by Epstein and it's like what you call it. Epstein and it's like what you call it. Children's with like very derelict parents. And you're just like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Like you get invited by fucking Don Cheadle to go to like fucking like I don't know like Nancy Pelosi's house and you're like wow you're like what?
Let's go play Ape Escape at Nancy Pelosi's house with Don
Fuck, do you two
Cheadle.
know each other?
Like how the fuck
And
do you know?
And she's really good at it.
Like
she's really good at Ape
she's
Escape.
unbelievable. She's like, yeah, I got good at this in the 70s, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? What is this subtext in this conversation?
You got good at this 1998 video game in the 70s? And she's not lying.
There's not a hint of a lie there. Like she has a lie detector on her arm, and she's like, I'm not even fucking with it right now. Look at me.
No.
Drug me right now. I can't lie. Use the truth serum. Someone brings out the truth serum in like a little box.
You get invited a second time, and she's like, "Yo, I got the remastered Ghost and Goblins."
You trying to hit this up or what?
Yeah, we're gonna play on Legend. We're gonna play on Legendary. You down?
You're
I beat this shit, and I beat this shit without dying. Can you fucking top that shit?
Could you imagine Nancy Pelosi is like hella cool?
No.
Like fundamentally, she is the coolest person ever. And you're like, yo, why are you so against helping people? And she's like, honestly, it's not even me. It's just what I have to do.
She's like go ahead.
I've been taking because everybody's been getting on my case lately about like making fun of anime, right?
So
I was like, all right, give me a list of anime and I'll watch it, right?
Oh god.
So I've been curating some anime right now. The first one that I'm on is Parasite, right? And I'm watching Parasite, and the whole time I'm watching Parasite, I'm thinking Nancy Pelosi. The whole time. By the way, it's a good show. It's pretty good.
Parasite's real mad, I think, but yeah,
it's pretty good. I like it.
Look,
it's weird enough that I'm like, okay, I'm interested in this.
Many animes out there, there's gonna be some
good ones,
lightning in a bottle, so to speak. You're gonna have some really good ones.
Yeah, but like the whole thing is about like all these like barely human people walking around and infecting other people, and I'm like, that's just this whole thing is about Nancy Pelosi. This whole fucking
Pelosi and what's his name?
It's setting up. It's a Parasite is a Nancy Pelosi origin story, like without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt.
Look, Nancy could be cool. She could be like reverse Obama, where Obama seems cool as shit, but Obama's probably a piece of shit behind the scenes. He's probably like pushes kids over and stuff, and slaps Michelle and stuff.
He probably gets in a boxing matches with kids. He probably has a membership where he goes and he boxes children that have never boxed. Like Obama's like on the side of the ring, like on a turnbuckle's getting peps. Like, all right, Barry, you got this one. He's like, yeah, I know it. He goes out. Me and Bo about to fuck you up, Bo.
He's not pulling any punches. He's fucking them up.
Did you guys read that interview that Obama gave in like 2004 where he was talking about how he met Bill Cosby and he introduced him to melatonin?
no, you fucking lying ass bitch.
Oh my god.
You got me for a second.
He's like,
He's
like, now listen here, all right? Listen here, all right?
Wouldn't that be fucking wild?
That'd be insane. You know what'd be crazy? If a child Barack Obama was the one who sold Bill Cosby his first fucking roofie. A child Barack Obama. Like a kid. Like he shows up somewhere and he's like, you really want to get that girl, huh, Mr. Cosby? Why don't you try this?
Oh my God.
And he hands him a bag of
nine.
it.
He's
9 years old.
9 years old. This is before Gorilla Grodd tries to kill him in college.
He's like, here you go, Mr. Cosby. Trust me, it works like a charm.
I'm trying to feed my dog Bo.
Me and my dog Bo are gonna appreciate this in the future. And he's like, how do you know about Bo already? You know about Bo?
His dog's name is Bo Obama?
Bo Obama?
His dog's name is Bomb Syria. That's what his dog's name is.
Bomb.
The Gaza Strip. Bomb the Strip.
Yo, Obama's like son of Sam and his dog Bo. Fucking, oh man.
Come here, drone strike. Come here, boy. Come here.
Come here, drone strike.
Come here, Bo.
I'm gonna send you to Syria and Yemen. And,
that doesn't even work because fucking
to-
Bo is Biden's dog, right?
No, Bo's
No.
Obama's dog.
Oh, Bo's Biden's dead son.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot.
That's not funny. Whoa, I'm gonna stop. That's not funny.
I mean,
that's not
I mean,
funny.
come
That's not funny at all.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
The idea,
So summoning his corpse?
the
Come here, Bo.
idea of the fact that he named a dog after a dead person is respectable, but also kind of like what the fuck at the same
think he
time. Well, his name is Bo. Why would you name the dog Bo?
I don't know. It's just
It's
like
a good dog name. It is.
Bo? No,
it's
not
a good-
really.
it's not
Come here, Bo. Yeah, it's a great dog.
No, it's
One
not.
syllable names for pets is fucking pristine.
I mean, I have the best pet name on the planet, without a
What
doubt.
is it?
Pistachio.
That's fucking
that
no.
sucks.
That's a perfect name for a little dog.
It's not at all.
You guys
That's
are
way too many
stupid. And
syllables.
pistachio?
That's way too many syllables.
That's such a
Keep
cute
it simple
little
for your
name.
fucking pet, you piece of shit.
I'm not gonna name my
Think
pet.
about your pet.
I'm not gonna name my pet dog or fucking animal or fucking
No, you can
pet.
name
My
it
dog. That pet's name is Pet.
Name your fucking dog Dash. Come here, Dash. He recognizes the syllable, hears the word, doesn't understand what it means, but hears it, and it's
Nah,
very
bro.
simple for the dog.
I'm naming
but
the
you're
dog
a dumbass, and you don't give a
Pistachio.
fuck about your pet. Your
Yeah,
pet will obey much better if you do simple things. But, oh, come here, Pistachio.
I named-
Come here, anti-establishmentarianism.
Why the fuck would I? That's a
Dumbass.
different than pistachio. Pistachio's a cute sounding name, you asshole. I'm not naming my. I'm not
not that
naming my
different.
cat Superfragilus espialidocious. I'm not naming my cat that. I'm not naming my cat fucking Thesaurus. Fucking omnisyllabus. I'm not doing that. It's just
I understand. Listen,
Pistachio.
let's calm
From the
down.
same
Tensions
realm,
are
bitch.
high right now, and they don't need to be. Listen, that is a dumb name.
It's not a dumb name. That's a great name. That is such a
stupid
cute name.
Because you know what you're gonna do? You're going to shorten that dog's name anyway out of convenience. You're not going to say pistachio every time. You're gonna say Pissy or something.
Yeah, pissy.
Pissy. Why the fuck?
Or
Pissy.
stash- Look, okay. I'll give you this. I'll give you this, man. I'll give you this.
Pissy.
Pissy is such a fucking shitty name.
Pissy.
That's so fucked up. Come here, Pissy.
That's just an insult. That's just a fucking insult.
Hey, Pissy. Hey, come here, Pissy. Now, look, I'll give you this, Sweeney, because I thought of this beforehand. Because I am going to have a husky named Magneto, but obviously I would never call him Magneto. So I'm gonna call him Nito, like this for short. So I'm gonna call my dog Nito, but his full name is Magneto. I've thought this out beforehand because I'm not an asshole. I'm not gonna call my dog Magneto because animals are simple creatures. If you respect them, then they will give you the respect that you want.
Obviously,
if you
I
just do
understand
things
that.
simple. But this is like pistachio.
It's so
What is
cute.
this, fucking Italian or
That's
something?
just a
You
cute
Italian
name.
cat? What is it?
The only
Geppetto?
way it's
What are you doing?
acceptable. The only way it's acceptable to name your dog something that long, or to name your pet something that long, is if it's a pet that can't respond to names anyway.
That's
Like
okay,
if you have like a fish or
snake.
like a lizard, you can name your lizard fucking, whatever the hell you want.
It's either gonna be
But,
like-
pistachio or fucking government. Get him, government. Kill him,
Government's
government.
not a bad name for
Kill him, gov.
For like a fucking Rottweiler
Or
or something.
fucking pit bull, a fucking
Get a
deranged
government.
pit bull. A pit bull that's been
Where
in a
is
cage.
he? Where's government?
Go on, get government out the back.
That's actually that's the exception, bro. That's actually a pretty good name.
The dog
That is the exception. I
dog
like
is
that.
just angry, dude. The dog is just shaking with anger, dude. And walks
always
out.
fucking foaming.
God, fucking damn it.
There's a whole backstory that's like, there's a whole line of poetry to that name too, where it's like, oh man, this old man named his dog Government just so he can feel, just for once, that the government is on his side.
Just for once.
I own
Just-
the government.
The
That's my
government
shit.
actually helps me. The government cares
Yeah.
about me. The government protects me. The government.
Talking about
That's
his
so
dog.
sad. That's so fucking sad.
That is real
Such
sad.
an angry dog. The dog was happy until he gave it that name. The puppy was happy, and he was like, "I'm gonna name a government." And then as soon as he does that, it starts shaking and it's mad. It starts writhing and barking. It's a puppy, but it's
Stealing all of your money.
You can't smile anymore, even though dogs kind of naturally do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the happy dog face. It just looks mad, and it's
Always
out to
mad.
kill somebody. Always. He sleeps baring his teeth. Could you imagine that?
You check your ID and it says government,
says
and it's
government.
a picture of a fucking hound dog.
Government the dog, and then you go run to a mirror and you're a dog. And the whole entire world changes. You turn back from the mirror and you're in a doghouse. You turn back to where the mirror was and it's no mirror there. You're like, what's going on? What
Holy
game is
shit,
this?
This entire time. What do you do in that scenario? Do you just
You fucking
You're a dog.
Go to a
live your
building
life.
and
You
jump
live your
off?
dog life.
I guess.
You're a dog with human intelligence at least. Because you're aware enough to know that. So you just live your life as a dog being a dickhead to people, but with human intelligence.
That's worse, though. I feel like it's worse to be a dog with human intelligence than it would be to just be a dog.
No, it's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
sure.
definitely better to be a dog human intelligence.
Well,
because you could be
the
an
thing is,
asshole.
it's like you're a dog, but let's say, like, all right, hold on. If you're a dog with human intelligence, do you still have dog instincts,
Probably not.
or do you have human
not sure.
instincts?
Probably have human instincts.
Right, exactly. So you're just not suited to the body that
But
you're
you probably
in at
have
all.
animal senses, so it's probably overwhelming a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna get hit by you're gonna get picked up by a falcon.
That doesn't
Well, if
happen
you're a
often,
tiny
Chris.
dog.
Are you kidding me?
Your
You're a
dog
tiny
get
ass
picked
dog
up
or
by a
what?
falcon. My dog could not have it. It was a full-grown German Shepherd. Your dog,
Do you know how big falcons are?
Chris, not big enough
right.
to pick up a German Shepherd. Don't
Kingston,
even,
I was-
Chris. Don't
Kingston.
even argue this with me. You're gonna make me so upset. Don't even argue this with me.
Kingston.
Oh my god.
Your falcon was an
I'm in
anomaly,
New York
bro.
right now. I'm in New York. I was
Okay.
driving. There's falcons all over
There's
the
not
place,
falcons
as you
all
know.
over the place in New York. First of all, I lived there too. We grew up in the same places. We both lived in the Bronx and upstate
The
New York.
the smallest falcon on record is 5'10".
Okay.
5'10".
Sure.
You know how
Just as big-
Chris, if
yeah.
that was real, humans would have never made it to the point we're at. If falcons were that, if the mini falcons were that big.
That's a baby.
That's a baby. Those are thunderbirds then, pretty much. That's the fucking Native American fucking birds that fly in the sky turns dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About
duh.
the same size as falcons. Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Should we move on to some questions?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Since-
Let's
since
bang
we're
them out,
devolving-
baby.
We're devolving already. So somebody, Parker Lukenbach wrote in actually like with a topic to kind of talk
Okay,
about,
cool. That sounds cool.
and I picked this because it's interesting.
Okay.
Hey, tragedy plus time, harder than you think, and arms of sorrow. Have there ever been any noticeable or non-awkward times you've been recognized in public? I briefly ran into Sweeney at LA Comic-Con a few years
Yes,
back.
he did. I feel like I remember that.
You remember that? Well, how many times has this happened to you in
A
general?
lot.
You must remember this,
A
right?
lot, dude. People ran into me often, dude.
I feel like has it stopped since the pandemic has started?
well,
Because
we're
I
not
noticed
out.
that like exactly, but like
But
even
have you
when we
been
are
out?
out, we have masks on and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I will tell you, it doesn't stop. I've been recognized twice with my fucking mask on, and it really upset me because.
I was hiding.
But yeah, and the thing is though, I heard it on a podcast because it was the same sentiment. It was Tom Segura. He was talking about that. He's like, "What the fuck? They're still recognizing me." But then he thought about it. He saw Ben Affleck with a mask on, and he's like, "Oh, I instantly recognized him." So okay, I get it. So you just kind of think in yourself that like, you probably can't see me, but people still recognize your frame and fucking everything.
True.
And yeah, because the last time I went to a Guitar Center, and I just wanted to get my guitar restrained, and then immediately the dude was like, "Oh, you're the YouTuber," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Dude, I have a hat on, glasses, mask, and like everything is completely concealed, other than just like a little bit of this space." But they just know, and that's it's pretty weird because, especially when you're expecting it not to happen. That's what was so weird about it.
People know me all the time.
You never expect it.
People constantly
That's
like,
true.
"Oh, you're Sweeney, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like, "Oh, dude, you're so fucking funny, man." No one's ever been like, "I hate the gays." Thank God, thank Lord, no one's ever done that. But like, so I was like, "Oh yeah, you're so funny." Just like, "Thank you." Like, "Can I have a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, dude."
You know what's fucked up? Usually whenever I've gone to, like, say Popeyes, for example, I've gone to the drive-thru. The few times that I've gone inside, like, I'm talking about 3 different times, and I've probably gone inside of Popeyes maybe like 5 times. So 3 times there was somebody in there that recognized me, and I was like, "Dude, is this racist? Like, what's happening here?" Like I don't even go to Popeyes that often, but there's like people. At one time, it was 2 different people. One guy was talking to me, and then another guy didn't want to interrupt, and he messaged me on Instagram. Like, "Oh, dude, I saw you in Popeyes." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding?" Like, dude, what is happening with Popeyes?
Yeah, I get
fucked
those.
up.
I get those more often than anything else. Where it's like, "Hey, I think I saw you walking around downtown Burbank," and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
yeah, you
I
did."
live there.
Dude, the weirdest one was, this was when I was barely starting to, my YouTube was barely starting to take off in like late 2016. I was in Greece, and I was in the mall, and I got a message on Instagram like, "Dude, fucking, were you at the mall in Athens?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, there's these fucking greasy Mediterraneans watching my shit.
Greasy Mediterraneans, you fucking asshole. Oh my God.
I love the Greek people, man. Greece was fucking
you sound like
awesome.
Trump. You sound like Trump right now.
No, but I'm being authentic. I'm serious.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah,
really
okay.
liked being there. I love the Greek people.
I love the Greek.
They're so greasy
They're
and
so
lovely.
Great. I love the
They're so great.
Mediterranean. I like the ocean. I like the sea.
So
I like the. Go ahead.
there is this one story. It's not about me being recognized because I don't think those are as interesting. But I went to a Dollar Shave Club like party thing at like VidCon. Like they have these like. Sometimes sponsors have these like weird kind of like 1 hour long like meeting things for like some of the people who do sponsor work for them, and it's literally just to give them some swag and just to maybe like talk about like future deals and stuff. This is a pretty common thing that happens at VidCon. And one time I went and I saw somebody that I thought I recognized, right? Because there's a lot of channels out there that, like, I'm sure you'll recognize these channels if you do a little bit of if you did a lot of like YouTubing or YouTube algorithm searching in like 2018. There were all these channels that were like the philosophy of Rick and Morty and all these like really long video essays about like obvious or like 25 things you missed, like these basic really kind of cookie cutter channels. And I saw this one guy who I think is from like New Rock Stars or something. They're just a channel that does that type of shit. And I thought it was Wisecracked. So I was like, "Oh, you're Wisecracked, right?" And he goes, "No, New Rock Stars." And I was like, "What's the difference?"
You said that?
I said that,
Oh
but
my
I didn't
God, Chris.
I didn't mean it like, so.
Come on, dude.
I didn't, no, listen, for real though, like they have the same kind of voices. It was very easy to mix them up. But I was just like, I just thought of it like, "Oh, ha ha, what's the difference?" It's like if somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, you're shoe on head," right? I was like, "No," and somebody was like, "Oh, what's the difference?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
That's so mean.
It'd be funny.
That's not
But,
funny.
like,
That's just being a
But
dick
but
to
hold
you.
on, but I quickly but it's fine because I'm used to that. But at the same time, I was like, "Oh, I don't know this guy at all," so I was just a total asshole to this dude, and I was just like, and I walked away from him.
Just walked away like
I just
left
walked
him
away. I
there
was like,
hurt.
"All right." Yeah, he was leaving anyway, but like I'll never forget that.
It's like, later,
So,
asshole, fucking loser. You walk off.
I knew it while I was saying it too, but like I knew I couldn't stop myself mid sentence because I would look like a psycho. So I just finished it and turned like mid finish. I just turned and walked away.
That's like even way worse.
That's so
like you're
yeah,
just
I
like,
know.
"I'm gonna say this really shitty shit," and then fucking just.
It's like
you
a
get
kid
the
that comes and
shoulder
says
down.
"poo poo" and it runs off. It's like one of those.
Like, you piece of shit. I remember I made I actually still have this picture, and I've been meaning to post it, where I met Ian, Nerd City.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out at this bar or something, and I pulled out my phone, like the front facing, to get ready to take a picture. And I asked him, like, hey, man, do you mind if I call you N-word City? And he fucking made the most, like, his face so authentically, like, are you fucking retarded kind of face? And I snapped it, and I'm like, it's such a great moment. Like, and then, like, I showed him the picture, and he was dying, and I'm like, dude, I need to show people this, and they need to know the context of this, that I really want to call him N-word City, but I'm censoring it, of course. So, because it was more of it's one of those things that you can't duplicate. You got to have your camera ready, because you can't duplicate moments like that.
There's some moments, there's some moments I wish I just had cameras for. It's like, wow, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Good at getting good, authentic reactions of seeing people hear just really absurd shit. Like, are you fucking stupid? And then kind of get in their face. It's great. There's nothing better.
N-word City.
Anyway.
I love that guy. He's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
All right. Let's go on to some questions.
Okay.
Right? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's fucking just do this shit. Ironic Robot wrote in. He says, how much do spoilers affect your enjoyment of something? Do you think you might as well skip... Wait, what? Do you think you might as well skip something if you got a major spoiler revealed for it? It depends.
Not for
right?
me. I don't care.
That's interesting. I was genuinely talking about this last night before I went to sleep. And I was saying that and you're right, it does depend, but it definitely it lessens the experience no matter what, because the art of surprise or whatever is gone, so it's not going to hit you as hard. But like I said, it depends. And the one I was talking about specifically, and maybe I mentioned this before, was this piece of shit I know, Felipe. When Gears 3 came out, he fucking, the same day he beat the campaign, and then later on, after he beat it, he went on Facebook and said, I can't believe Dom died. And I hadn't played it yet. I was gonna get it like a few days after. And I was like, why would you do that? Like, ever since then, I've always hated him, because it's just that type of person that would even fucking do that. Like, can you wait a little bit? Like,
that is fucked
bro.
up.
Damn.
So I knew it was coming. I saw, like, right before the Mad World music kicked in, where it was happening, I already knew it was coming, and I was pissed off because I didn't feel it. Where it would have been like a really nice scene where he sacrifices himself to save the cogs. And I was just like, piece of shit. Like, and I forever associate him with Gears 3 now. It sucks.
That's crazy.
he's immortal in your mind.
He's living rent free inside your
connected.
fucking psyche, bro.
Totally.
That sucks.
For me, I don't care about spoilers. I've never cared that much, because I care about the whole thing for the most part. So, like, if like I knew about the Red Wedding before I even watched Game of Thrones, you know. But
that's different, because the fucking books existed for so damn long.
but still, like, you know, like it's very different in the books. Different.
Sure.
The Red Wedding is very different in the books. But for me, it was just like, I want to see what leads up to this. I want to know exactly what happens. And that's what I care about, the whole piece. Like, someone sat down in front of me and was like, so at this very moment, Robb Stark's going to walk in to the Frey's house. He's going to sit the wife down. Catelyn's going to fucking fall over, get her neck slit, continue to scream, fall to the left. I'll be like, damn, everything about this is fucking spoiled me. But, like, if this certain events are spoiled, I'm like, well, I guess I'll still watch it, though.
If it's something I don't care much about,
sure.
You know, if it's like Star Wars or some shit, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't give a shit.
I thought the Han Solo spoilers was hilarious.
The Han Solo what?
The Han Solo for the new Star Wars, when he got fucking shanked by his son.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking there was so many spoilers. There was a dude that fucking put decal on his car about that spoiler and was driving around.
That's so fucked. That's just so
right?
fucked up,
Right?
dude. That's just like,
But
what
it
is
was
wrong
funny
with
at
you?
the same time.
Is that your personality, being a piece of shit? Like, is that it?
Absolutely. That's like what a piece of shit. But at the same time, since I don't care, it was kind of funny. Like, I was like, wow, I can't believe somebody did this. Or they would make like meme formats on Twitter that, you know, when you open it, the bottom would
Dude,
reveal
those are so perfect.
being
The
killed.
fact that people make shit like that. Like someone did that for Infinity War, and I almost clicked it, and my friend was like, "Don't open that shit. If you open it, it's gonna spoil the ending for you." It was like, what you call it? It was like, Rose Red, Violet's Blue. Tony Stark dies in the end game, and I'm like, what the fuck? Who does this?
That's the thing, though. It's like, if it's shit that I don't care about, then I'm obviously not going to care that much. You know, like I'm loosely interested in Star Wars, but like it's not going to bother me if somebody tells me like what happens in the last episode of The Mandalorian. You know,
Sure.
because I just like whatever I can. But if it's something I give a shit about, if it's like
The new Halo.
if the new Halo gets like leaked or something, like I'm getting off the internet. Like it'll be really hard to fucking. I even said like on Twitch, like when that game comes out and I stream it, chat's gonna be off. Like I'm streaming it purely for my enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna be talking to me, sending me shit about like the final hours of the campaign. Nothing.
Fucking Master
that's
Chief
something that I
gets
wanna
brutally gangbanged by a bunch of brutes. You don't want to.
Whatever,
You don't
man.
want to know about that. You don't want to know about that to prepare your fucking.
No,
heart?
I want to
You
see
have to
it.
soak
I want
it
to
in at the
see
moment.
that.
That would fuck me
Yeah,
up. I
I
wouldn't
wanna-
play the game. If it shows that Locke, what if it shows that Locke shows up with Arbiter's fucking sword, with Arbiter's head? I'd have to know that, because if I see that while I'm on stream, I'm gonna say something or I'm gonna do something that's gonna be like ridiculous. I'm just gonna
don't know,
stand
man.
up and
I
scream
think
the
it's-
N-word as loud as I can and then break my computer. I want to know before.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's part of like absorbing media is like kind of having it delivered to you in the way that like the person intended. Like I don't want to
Yes.
sit around
100%.
like I feel like a lot of tension is like imagine like the most tense movie that you've ever seen, but you know the ending of, and then you haven't
There's
seen
no
the movie
reason to
yet.
be
It's like,
tense.
then there's no reason to watch the movie. All the tension is gone because
That's
the whole
true.
point of the movie is to be tense.
That's true, but Joker
You
still
know?
makes me tense. That's the most tense scene I've seen in a movie.
That's true. Well, I don't know if it's the most tense scene I've seen in a movie. It's definitely one of the most tense but I think the reason why that scene is so tense in the first place is because you had an experience at least once with it where you didn't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of carries through every subsequent time because
That's
it's
true.
so well done. I think I don't know, like Infinity, that would have sucked if somebody like would have spoiled Infinity. Like I think everybody kind of had ideas as to like what would happen at the end of that movie, but like I feel like at the end of Endgame, if like somebody had been like, oh, this fucking Cap takes Mjolnir and fucking, you know, all this shit, and I'm just be like, why did you fucking say that, dude?
Yeah. No, I
Why'd
would
you do that?
I was definitely more invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe than the Star Wars. And
Yeah.
so it definitely would have upset me too. I understand the people that were really invested in Star Wars that were doing all the spoilers. I totally understand why they were mad. I just luckily I was not that invested because I just knew reading not what it was about, who was in charge, what was happening. I was like, this is going to be a disaster because it's not planned out. I was just like, oh, this is going to be bad. Like,
Dude.
you're only enjoy it in small bursts, and that's it.
Yeah,
Bro, it's
I remember
painful.
I remember Halo 4 got spoiled for me, but like at the same time it was like I didn't know if it was accurate because there were like all sorts of different spoilers, and I only knew it was a spoiler until after I finished. So that was kind of good because like there were like so many different like, oh, fucking Master Chief becomes the green M&M or whatever the fuck. Like you don't know what the fuck is really gonna happen in that shit. But like when it's stuff like now, it's hard to avoid because now they'll show you like now people will send you like full on MP4s of like the end of a movie, you know, or
Yeah.
like screenshots that
Yeah.
are like really clear because they've been ripped from like a server somewhere. Back then it was just people in like comment sections being like Cortana dies in Halo 4 or whatever the fuck, you know. But like now it's like it's harder and harder to be like, okay, that wasn't like a real spoiler. That was just probably somebody just saying shit to just piss people off.
You know what I would love? You know what I would
Because now it's accompanied by evidence.
You know what I would love? I would personally love if someone got the ending of One Piece and shared that all over the internet. That would be fucking hilarious. Someone's
appreciate that.
just like, oh, at the end of One Piece, they give a really deep analysis of what happens at the end. And you're just like, fuck, dude. So many people would fuck. I thought there'd be mass suicides.
That show is still happening.
That show's not even close to being done yet.
I haven't seen
That's
1
absurd.
second of it. That's not true. I saw I think the main character like transforming into some giant buff monster thing.
Yeah, Luffy.
I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then that was it.
It's called really, really badly drawn characters.
Yeah, I don't know I literally don't know anything about it. It comes to a point where it's like, dude, there's too much shit to watch. So you got to pick. What are you gonna watch? I'm like, I have a few things, and like, I'm not the amount of people you need to see this. I'm like, I really don't. I can't. Like, I'm sorry. It's too much shit on my plate already. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right. This actually is kind of appropriate. Dylan, the depressed Gears fan.
Damn, Dylan.
I wonder if he got it spoiled. Probably. Hello, man held together by hate personified, and comparatively level-headed Derek.
Oh,
what are your thoughts on how much nostalgia is pretty accurate? I think Derek is probably like.
Am I man completely and composed of hate? Am I just hatred?
I would. I don't know if there's all that much of a distinction between held together by hate and hate personified. I feel like I'm held together,
and I'm just hate
because it implies
I agree.
Because the held together implies that I'm frail.
I'm fractured.
You know.
You're barely hanging on. Hate's what's keeping you driven, I guess.
And I'm just what hate turns into when it becomes a person.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts on how much nostalgia is used in modern design for game franchises? Thanks for the episodes. I die without them. I actually don't.
Oh wow.
I hate it.
I actually don't
hate it.
What do you mean?
It's really
That's all Pokemon does. That's all Pokemon is, nostalgia, and it's horrible now. It's so.
Oh, it's interesting.
So I can't look at a Pokemon game and get happy anymore because of the fact that all they just make one shitty region, then they're like, remake, it's coming out, and I'm just like, damn, dude. Even Nintendo, actually, as a company, dude, all they're just coasting on freaking nostalgia because they can't just make good new things, and every time they make one or two good new things. And then everything else is just release this again, put this out again, put this out again, put this out. And it's like, bro, make something new, at least try. But I feel like everyone's doing that right now as a company, as companies wise. But like, Nintendo's the worst of it.
The only thing in video games other than Nintendo, because I don't really know that much, like in that realm. But for like other companies, I think the only thing you can really say that is somewhat of nostalgia is just remakes. Other than that, I don't really see nostalgia being shoved in a lot of, like, say, sequels of IPs or just new ones, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have just a glaring example.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that big of a problem either. I think there's definitely like people. There's definitely like really easy, like, kind of oh my god, what's the word for just kind of like
lazy.
Yeah, just like lazy re-releases and like HD versions of like old, like fucking Twilight Princess or whatever the fuck. Is it Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword that's coming out?
I think it was
Skyward Sword.
Okay.
That they're selling Skyward Sword at $60, which, by the way, is $10 more than it was when it came out on the Wii.
Yep.
In 2021, that's kind of insane. That is just completely unjustifiable to me, especially when you have just so many better collections. You have, like, obviously the Metal Gear collection, which is, like, you know, significantly more valuable. You have fucking the Halo collection, which is hilariously more valuable than that for, like, way less. It's very weird the way Nintendo does it, because they seem to market pretty heavily on nostalgia. But I don't know, nostalgia in and of itself isn't necessarily a negative thing, because like Resident Evil 2 Remake was technically just like an entirely, like, you could argue that was kind of like a cash grab, but it also just was really, really good, and it was distinct from the original Resident Evil 2.
Well, that's not a cash grab per se, because I feel like that's a different. Resident Evil 2 was like one of my favorite video games of all time, you know, and like that game it's similar framework, but that's a different video game.
Yeah,
but it's enough of the same to where, and this is a huge achievement to where I feel like I have no feeling to want to go back to the original.
Yeah.
I am completely satisfied with the remake to where I don't need to play the original, like, at all.
I love that game,
and
my Lord.
I'm wondering. I hope they do that for 4, I hope they knock it out.
I don't love 4 like that. Dude,
4 is fucking fun.
I love
as shit,
5.
Dude.
I love 5, and I love I love 5, and I love 2 a lot. And 2,
Yeah, you like 5, but you don't like 4?
That's kind of interesting.
I like 5 because of the means in which I played. Like 4 is a good game, but the way I played 5 was just like me and my friend. We'd smoke weed. We'd listen to like 7 Drake songs. We'd play that game. We'd play Mercenaries. We'd fuck the game like every day. We played.
I think it has a lot to do with with your experience as a whole, and not just the game itself.
I would say 4 is a better game.
I understand that. Look, a lot of people didn't give 5 enough credit. There's a lot of value that I got out of 5. It's not. Look, there's a lot of people that are just.
Did you play it, Chris?
Chris. I've played it a lot.
I played the fuck out of Mercenaries, dude.
I played maybe 4 hours of it.
That game is really fun.
I don't know. I got. It wasn't bad. I just didn't really care for it that much. It took a while for me to even like Resident Evil in the first place.
Was it too many Africans? What was it?
Too many Africans. Those fucking bloody African bastards. God damn it.
Do you remember when that was a thing? Do you remember when that was a whole thing? Dude, when
that was the first. That was the first of any type of shit that would happen today. Like all this shit that's happening today. That was the first thing. That was the first thing, man.
That was the first wave.
That was 2010, or even earlier was
2000. It was earlier because it came out in 8 or 9.
But 2000.
It was 9.
Resident Evil 7 and 5 came out. I thought it came out in 10. I could be wrong though.
No.
It was before that.
8. I remember.
Yeah.
It was 8.
It was 8, really?
Because I think I remember I was in Arizona at the time it came out. Yeah.
I played that game.
Yeah,
on release.
absolutely. Because I think I mentioned it that because I was working at Amazon in 2008 and that was one of the games that I lifted before it came out. And then I had yeah, because fuck Amazon, and so that was my bonus, right? And I had like one of the top fucking finish times.
You guys are right, 2009.
Yeah,
2009? Okay.
March 5th, so early 2009.
Okay. I think it was supposed to be out before, and then they pushed it a little bit or something.
It might have been. I played the demo first, but God, I played the living fuck out of it. Like I played that game
Mercenaries
a lot. Like we beat the story mode.
Look, there's a lot of stupid shit in it, but look,
that's the one where Chris Redfield punches the boulder.
He destroys a boulder by fucking.
It's such a hard
doing
input,
a combo on it.
It's such a hard input. You gotta you gotta spin the fucking analog stick. Then you gotta mash A and you gotta mash A and Y. Then you gotta press X and B. And you're like, God fucking damn it. Then he's like,
it's hilarious.
He starts body shotting a rock.
I love how stupid that is. That I actually love that because of how insanely this is purely how you can tell this is a Japanese game because in America they would nobody would in their right mind would do something but the Japanese are like, dude, Chris is so strong and mighty, he's gonna destroy this boulder, and they all fucking applauded in the office. I know that's exactly how it went down.
That's exactly how it went down.
Sheva's bad as fuck. Sheva's bad as
dude. Sheva is, and then you get some of those costumes, bro.
Ooh,
Sheva,
the Red Riding Hood one in Mercenaries, bro.
Dude. Sheva's
the tribal one she had too.
The tribal one is fucking dope.
It is very understandable that you like Resident Evil 5 a lot, given that you played with another person.
That's true.
Because playing that game by yourself was the worst.
Sheva was so terrible to control.
Sheva would just walk in front of you constantly. I remember being pissed. I remember being vividly pissed off about it. Like when I was playing it in 2009 or whatever, I was like, damn.
Well, she's supposed to get out of your fucking way if you just aim your gun and she'll leave.
But it takes her a second. Like every
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
It's like really. Oh yeah. It's like this awkward amount of time where it's like, why are you even in front of me in the first place? But yeah, I don't know. Resident Evil 5 is fine. Like I like 4 a lot more, and I don't even really have nostalgia for 4. I started playing Resident Evil 4 for the first time at the start of the pandemic. So I never touched it before. Like I knew about it and I had seen my friends play through portions of it. I think Gus Johnson, I had tuned into some of his. That's his favorite game ever, and he plays it on Twitch every now and again. I remember jumping in on some of those streams, but I never had any real play time as a kid with it. And I played it recently, and I was like, this is really good actually. Still. The controls are still a little fucked up, but it's one of those things where I feel like you could go into the files and actually just fix it.
Well, yeah,
and it would be a perfectly playable game today.
This version that they put up on Steam or wherever or now on PlayStation, whatever the fuck, they fucked with the controls. They weren't the same on PS2. There's a weird thing. They did the same thing with. I think I might have said this before. They did the same thing with GTA 4, where they put this controls in a way that like moving the right analog stick isn't the way that you completely just turn yourself. You can kind of like, it's like they did a weird thing. They really fucked it up in my opinion. I'm not sure what's the purpose of it, but I know there's probably somebody that knows, a lot more about like controls. They can tell me exactly what it's called. But that I had a hard time playing Resident Evil 4 in any other format because of that. Because it's like, oh, I can't control the way the way Resident Evil 5 controls. You'll see the way that Resident Evil 5 controls is the way that RE4 is supposed to be. It's the same. It's supposed to be exactly the same.
No, I totally hear you.
Yeah. But look, let me tell you why Resident Evil 5 is fun. Just because if you get the stun rod, I'm telling you, it's the most fun you'll have. Because you just fuck people up, dude. And then you just go and start punching the shit out of them. You kick their asses so hard. Dude, and you don't run out of stun. You just fuck people up. It's
Chris
great.
Redfield punches so many Africans' heads open. It's fantastic, dude.
Explode.
He punches their heads wide the fuck open. I'm like, yo, this is so. There's one part in the game where you do like a donkey kick, like Sheva shoots someone in the back of the leg, and as you get shoot in the back of the leg, and like they do this weird like because you shoot people in the legs in that game to be able to get like the finisher moves on them. Yeah. So me and my friend got so good. We got so good at that game that we started skipping parts of boss fights. There was one point in the game where you fight Wesker in like a temple. And you're supposed to fight him, then Jill comes out.
For
then
7
you fight
minutes.
him and Jill. And then then you eventually fight them both at the same time. Me and my friend got so good at that part that we didn't even see Jill anymore. We got the automatic rocket launcher. He would shoot him with one rocket launcher. Then we'd shoot him with another one. He would just fall down. He would stay down for like an indefined amount of time. And we would just beat on him. And it was so, that's one of my favorite game experiences ever of all time, I think.
Look, it is a fun co-op thing, but I'm telling you, if you've never played it, when you get the stun rod, because it like how you say shoot limbs, it works the same. It activates you to fuck the shit out of them it'll stun them, or you'll hit them like 3 times and their heads will explode. It's just the stun rod's the best
it's just ridiculous
weapon in that game, bar none.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I'll play that with you. Me and you should play a playthrough of that. That'd be hilarious.
I'm actually down. I'm down for that shit.
I'm down. We can stream that. We can stream a playthrough of us playing fucking Resident Evil all together. That'd be hilarious.
And that's why nostalgia wins.
Yep. Never mind. Nostalgia's lit.
Nostalgia is cool. Yo, honestly, like I don't think it's bad. I do think genuinely like nostalgia is it can be used as like a huge marketing thing, but I think it also can be used as like a way for like a series to kind of get back on track. Because there are definitely, like, games that I've played that, like, you look at them today versus, like, how they used to be, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, how far have you strayed from, like, what the reason is that people even care about this in the first place?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it can be, like, I don't know. I think it's useful in some ways. And I think because of it, you get really cool shit, like Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah.
You know? If I have to suffer through, like, a bunch of like generic, barely changed Pokemon games that I'm not going to play anyway, if it means I can get Resident Evil 2 Remake, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. It's kind of how I see it.
That game makes me happy, dude. Very few video games genuinely make me like, oh, I love this video game experience. RE2 is definitely one of those games where I'm just like, I love this.
Yeah. Dude, they fucking Mr. X, man. They did such a fantastic job to where like I hate him so much, and that's what you're supposed to feel. You're like, okay.
He just fucks up the fun, dude.
Good
it's
job,
like,
guys.
God damn it, he's here.
Like, I can't even have a moment to think sometimes. I'm just like, all right, what should I do next? And then you start hearing him. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Does he go in
I need a second.
Does he go in the save rooms in the hardest difficulty?
No.
Is that what happens?
No. If he is by you and sees you, a safe room doesn't mean anything. Like, so for example, like there's certain rooms that you can go into where it's like, oh, here's the typewriter or whatever. But if he's right there, he'll just follow you and beat your ass. Like, you can't save.
That's so fucking disheartening.
Say the beginning, the police station, the open area. Like, he'll come in there and fuck you up, no problem.
That's so disheartening.
Like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, let's go. Especially if you start shooting too much.
You shoot his hat off?
I'm like, dude, you were across the map. How did you hear me shooting across the map? That's not how sound works.
You know what I love about that too is like the way they designed him. I remember seeing this boundary break video where like it's just these this YouTuber who like goes into video games and he just breaks the camera away from the main character so you can see how the game loads and like just. And apparently in Resident Evil 2 Remake, Mr. X always like really genuinely physically exists in the house. Like he actually is where he is. He doesn't like teleport unless there's like a
cutscene.
Like if you shoot too much, he'll fucking show up. He'll like he's not gonna take his time coming over. He'll just pop up pretty close. That's if you're shooting like irresponsibly too much.
Yeah. So but like for the most part, he actually does wander, which is like really cool. Like the fact that they even because they could have easily just had him like disappear. And just had like sound cues and just fucking, just like pop him up whenever it's convenient. But they actually went through the added effort of actually making him physically exist.
I love that.
It's really cool.
Masterpiece.
That's enough of that. Who makes that? Capcom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Capcom, feel free to pay us for the nice things we just said.
Feel free to give us a sponsor.
Please give us a
sponsor
copy
me
of
personally.
8.
Fuck these
give
guys.
us a copy of. Hey, fuck you, man. Give us a copy of Village and
I
let me get
played 7 on stream, dude. I beat that game in 2 sittings. And
I saw you playing, and I was really upset when I tuned in real quick. You didn't fall for the trap of that big wooden thing that fucks you. Like when you were, you had to get the code for that one part of the door, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get fucking whacked by that fucking log or whatever.
I'm not stupid.
It didn't work. I was so, hey man, you are, but it just didn't work. I was like, God damn it. I was pissed off because I was like, yeah,
I'm a master Resident Evil player, bro. I wouldn't say that. I just know. You fucking walked into some of a couple of those fucking traps. I walked into some bullshit. Don't get me wrong. And it was the one part in 7 where you play as the guy that gets stuck in like that room or the cassette, and then you gotta go and do the whole thing with the birthday cake and the clown and shit.
I hate that.
And then I stupidly still did the thing with the cork, so I still set myself on fire. And I was like, how dumb am I? When I just saw what happened to this guy, I did the same thing. I'm stupid. I am dumb.
That's
amazing. I don't know. The only time I tuned into your stream and I saw you picked up your leg off the ground and then you sat there and bled to death. Like,
yeah.
Oh, when you find the dude in that like
in the little house,
part, like
that bothered me so fucking much. I was like, I just picked my leg up. That's my leg.
The fucking Resident Evil games are so funny. Like, they're actually like, if you look at them purely as gameplay mechanic heavy games, it's a fucking comedy. Like you got to pick up your leg and reattach it like you're a fucking bionicle. I didn't even know how to do that.
I was just like, what the fuck do I need to do? And I was bleeding, and I was like, I don't know what this means. But I'm really excited for Village. Like, I'm very excited for Village.
Yeah, that map I really like.
My face.
Big old titties.
Monkey Chief wrote in. He says, "Hey there, Twinkerbell. Nice. Bootlegged Mr. T, and of course the almighty Sweenington."
What the hell is that? What does he have against us?
Yeah, what the fuck,
I
right?
Float around everybody.
For the rest of your life, what the fuck is this? For the rest of your life, you are followed by a 2-foot-tall, higher-pitched version of yourself. You can't kill him, and he will always be within 30 feet of you at any given time. All this gremlin does is cause mischief and make your life more inconvenience. How do you get rid of it or cope with the situation? P.S. You can't kill yourself. You know who you are, and I know you thought of it. Don't lie.
Why does this cause mischief?
I definitely rip out its mandible. That's for sure.
Mandible, fuck.
Yeah, I ain't gonna kill it, but I'm gonna rip its fucking lower jaw off, and then it can't talk anymore. So at least we have that problem.
You know what I would do? I would hold it down to the ground. I'd get a knife and I would cut one of the higher cortexes where the fucking spinal cord is, so it can't move, and then I'll just put it in a box somewhere and leave it there.
No, but it will. You can't do that.
It still will move.
It will still like.
It's not gonna die. It's just gonna be paralyzed.
No, but you can't paralyze it because let's say you do, the box will move then because he will always be within 30 feet of you at any given moment.
So the box will drag along me. Yeah, I just bring the box with me in my book bag. Like, wait, what's got a book bag? Oh, it's holding a 2-foot dead 2-foot tall paralyzed version of myself. You want to see it? And they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'll take it out. And it's like, look, his arms don't work. Isn't that crazy? You want to set it on fire?
I don't think you'd be able to paralyze it.
Why not? It is that can't. I'm not killing it. Paralysis isn't death.
No, I understand, but I don't know if you'd be able to really do that to it. It's a magical thing.
I don't know.
Presumably.
I'd put it in concrete, and I'd always have like an orb of concrete following me, and I'd use that to my advantage. I'd like fucking like, I would be like, you don't want to make me angry, and I'd walk towards somebody in a concrete, or move with them, and I'd act like I have like telekinesis. Like I'd figure out some fuck shit. It'd be fun actually.
Yeah, I don't really know how I would deal with that. If it's always causing mischief for me, I wouldn't want it to be roaming free, so I'd probably just like stay home, like forever.
Oh, I know.
I don't imagine how you'd get around with it.
Fuck that, man. You fucking put it in a wood chipper, and then you just fucking seal it in a fucking Ziploc bag, and then whatever. So now you just keep it by you, so there's no weird magical shit happening. Just make sure you just carry it in your bag, and it'll still be alive. But it's just there. It's
you see, so me cutting its spine and putting it in a box and bringing a box with me, bringing a bag with me is not that bad. If he's gonna wood chip the motherfucker,
I feel like it's a little more humane to not just have it paralyzed, all fucked up.
It's more humane to turn it into shreds than to paralyze it. You're trying to get on a high horse with me when you put something in a wood chipper.
See, your thing probably still needs to
your mic
eat.
is fucked, by the
way. It's
way.
agonized. Like my thing's just doesn't even recognize what it is anymore. It's just pixie dust or whatever.
It's fine, dude. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
It's fine.
We got
all
it.
Right.
We
we'll see.
it.
We'll see how Monkey Chief. I hope that
fine.
was satisfactory, Monkey Chief. I'm Chris Reagan, and I love Imagine Dragons and Sprinting and Halo wrote in. He says, "Greetings, magnificent, malevolent 3. To add on to earlier questions, who would win in a fight? 30 gorillas with marine training. What the fuck? That wins. There's nothing you could put against this.
Terrifying.
30 gorillas with marine training or one Covenant elite. The fucking gorillas will win.
Dude, that elite's getting beat the fuck. That elite's getting beat the fuck.
That is 30 gorillas on their own are already like beyond overpowered. So to give them now fucking military schooling,
marine level intelligence with their physical abilities, bro.
And they have guns and shit.
No, they don't even need guns. Imagine a gorilla knowing how to punch and how hard it can punch. Like, imagine a gorilla knowing what it's capable of. Because I feel like animals don't know what they're capable of. They just know that they can do shit. You know, they just know that they do shit. But imagine a gorilla looking at its hand and being like, punching the ground and cracking the ground, and it's like, I could really do more than this.
Animals for sure don't understand what they're capable of. Like, for sure. Like, that is just definitely, like, a given. That's just a true fact.
That's pretty much Donkey Kong. It's pretty much 30 Donkey Kongs.
I would say, my only pushback is, I feel like, say, like, a cat's a perfect example of that's why it doesn't extend its claws and fuck you up when it's just playing around with you.
Well, claws are a defense mechanism. This is defense. It's not so much like...
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But it also... Because, like, if it didn't know that, because it knows to use its claws to fuck you up. It knows this.
Well, these are also animals that are particularly intelligent as far as like animals go. Like a dog and a cat are like pretty.
They're top tier animals.
Like they probably have a better understanding of like what they're capable of than like if elephants knew that they could all just jump once and destroy the planet. Like if every elephant decided let's just jump, like there would be a massive problem.
But that's
that'd be a big deal.
That is way too. That's a huge jump from just understanding that if I step on your face, thank you. I mean, like, an elephant understanding that if I step on you, your head will explode like a watermelon.
I feel like they actually understand. That's why they avoid stepping on people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think they have an understanding of, like, I will kill you if I, like a bear, like one of those kicking it with the Russians, where it's just like, oh yeah, let's rush. If I literally use 20% of my power, I will hit your head off.
No, they have an understanding. They have.
I hate that.
They have an understanding. They have an understanding on the individual level, but there's no like GoFundMe for elephants. You know what I mean? Elephants can't band together and understand what they are like as a group capable of.
Yeah, so you're talking about as far as a gorilla unit, literally doing guerrilla
like you're talking
warfare.
about a gorilla messiah, pretty much. Like
I'm talking about 30. I'm talking about 30 individual gorillas in a pack.
Yeah, like they
just walking around fucking being all fucking angry, like talking like the Punisher because they just ex-Marines now. Just understand what they can do.
But listen.
I know
like,
what you're saying.
One gorilla surrounded by 30 gorillas is ostensibly just a single gorilla around a lot of gorillas.
Yeah.
But the second you have 30 gorillas as a unit, that becomes a whole separate class of being. Like that's an army.
No,
that's an anime.
Fully
That's an anime right there.
Of what they are and what they're capable of. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So again, like if the elephants decided to jump, because by the way, we've been through this on the podcast before. I'm pretty sure that every elephant is the same one. Like they're a hive mind.
They're not. That's the nicest hive mind ever. That's the genuinely sweetest hive mind in existence.
Of course, because that's what a hive mind would be. It's just a compassionate thing.
Okay.
You know, it understands the goodness of all mankind. There's elephants never forget. They do. It's just they're all the same one. So they share the memories.
So they technically don't forget, but they do forget, but they don't forget.
Yeah, they can't forget because they share the same information as everyone. That makes perfect sense. They're fucking
I forget shit, but I can't forget anything because if I'd forget it, one of me who was connected to me would remember it. Therefore, I'd remember it.
Cameron Meyer wrote in. Hello, racial Venn diagram. If you could pick a mechanic from one game to become industry standard, what would it be? So I don't actually have an answer for this, but his suggestion's actually fucking awesome. For me, it would be... For me, I wish all open world games allowed you to draw on the in-game map like you could in Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Simple player set markers are just too limited for what I want. I love that.
That's good.
Okay.
Like if that was a thing, like you could actually like mark the map, that'd be sick. I'd love it.
Oh man, I like the idea of Breath of the Wild though. You can anywhere on the map you can go. Like there's no like game walls or anything like I like the idea of like true exploration. Like Skyrim has like you can
it just works.
Yeah. Like Skyrim you could fucking Skyrim up a mountain where you could just fucking jump and press forward and jump. You pretty much hump a mountain till you're at the top of it. But I like Breath of the Wild's idea. Like you can genuinely just like anywhere you see on that map you can just go to and fucking chill there. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That's just I don't know if that's not a mechanic though, is it? That's like that's just design.
That's design, yeah.
I think like a mechanic. You know what? I would say grappling hooks because they're all so good.
Yeah, I guess.
They're just so fucking good. Like I've never used a grappling hook in a game that I didn't like.
The Nemesis mechanic from freaking Shadow of Mordor is a fantastic mechanic, dude.
Oh,
that is
right,
such a good mechanic. That is the best mechanic I think I've seen in a video game, personally.
They tried to copyright it. You know that?
They should have.
They shouldn't.
They should have.
Because that should be in as many games as possible.
How like you can like how you can just choose to find people. Like pretty much you played in Shadow of Mordor. How like pretty much every captain's a different character, pretty much. And like how they can like show up sometimes and kill other captains, or they can defend you, or like is this the degree of depth in the sense that like. Every time you kill a captain, people go up in ranks, people go down in ranks.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
I had one of the biggest pussies on Earth become, like, one of the main four.
Yeah, dude, I remember that in the first one. He's a bitch.
It's really cool. It's a good mechanic. Like, just the idea of, like, having, like, mini-bosses around the environment that kind of, like, remember you.
Yeah.
And kind of develop a personality based on how you encounter them is really cool. But, like, I think they tried to copyright it. I don't know if it went through or not. I think they might have done it. And there's like an argument as to whether or not that's reasonable because it seems like video games are all based on like building upon each other's ideas in the first place. Like you obviously can't build the exact same game, but even that like you could argue that like what's the difference between Duke Nukem 3D and Doom really aside from just the tone and the art. They're pretty similar fucking games and. Just because Doom invented the FPS doesn't mean that Destiny shouldn't exist.
That's true.
And I feel the same way about the Nemesis system. What convinced me of this argument too is you know how in a lot of the Dragon Ball Z games on PS2, they had those little mini games in the loading screens. Mm-hmm. How you could like fuck with the analog sticks and like there were like button combo mini games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know why that's not in any other video game?
For that very reason.
Copyright? Because they own the copyright to mini games on loading screens, which is insane because that seems to be like that should just be something that everybody should be able to do if they want to.
What's kind of dumb is like that would be the equivalent of trying to own QuickTime events or the mini
exactly.
games that like
that's the thing. It's like arguably, the games where QuickTime events are present, like they're arguably more integral to the game than mini games and loading screens are to those games. So why can mini games on loading screens be copyrighted or trademarked and QuickTime events can't?
That's so unfortunate.
Like it's very weird. I don't think you should be able to copyright those things at all.
What makes that worse is that one, we're at the point where we're not even going to use those things anymore because games load so pretty fucking fast.
Exactly.
So like we missed out on a whole time where we could have just had really cool experiences, and it would have made video games overall better because it would have been things to keep our attention from noticing how fucked things were.
Yeah,
that's so.
Yeah, that was I kind of liked what was it? Assassin's Creed, the loading screen. Where you just be in this like weird room and just running around, just fucking around. Like I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of keeping my attention.
No, yeah, and that was the closest that we had come outside of those Bandai Namco loading screens to having like a game in the loading screen. But the reason you could only run around in like an empty space and you couldn't like do parkour was because if there was parkour in those loading screens, it would qualify as a minigame.
Oh, it's a game. That's so fucking stupid.
Up,
really dumb.
Stupid.
Really fucking stupid.
That's
and they had to like abide by the
man.
trademark. But I remember when Assassin's Creed came out too, and I was like, this is such a cool way of like dealing with this. Because it lets you kind of practice.
Even God of War does it now. Or did it?
What?
You did it.
There were no loading screens in God of War.
No, there were no loading screens, but you had the pretty much like the walkway throughout the fucking Tree of Idrisil, where you like have to run from place to place. You'd go through like the fucking.
Oh
thing.
yeah, but that was more like the Mass Effect elevator, where like it was just like a thing to hide the level being loaded, more than it was like a mini game.
I feel you.
But yeah, no, I'm glad that we're at a point where like that's kind of not going to matter anymore. Because shit's loading so quick. Dylan Van Voren wrote in, says, "Good afternoon, unholy hellspawn. Ooh, if you could spend an entire day at either one of these fictional places, Jurassic Park, the Has-Been Hotel, or Willy's Wonderland." Oh, that's from the Nicolas Cage movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, basically.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, but yeah.
Which would you choose?
Okay.
Killing yourself or dying by something in the world? I don't know. You know what?
Maybe it has been Hotel.
Jurassic Park.
Well, no, that's hell. That's straight up hell.
Yeah, it's straight up hell. You're fucked. Jurassic Park is fine. The people who die in Jurassic Park are stupid. Like, it's so easy just to avoid dinosaurs.
It's so easy to avoid a dinosaur. They don't exist. Duh. What the fuck?
It's so easy to avoid dinosaurs that our most primitive line, the most primitive types of beings in our lineage were able to do it. You know? So like fucking whatever, man. I'll deal with dinosaurs.
Has-Been Hotel would be funny because we know so many people that work on it. So that'd be kind of weird. Like hearing my friends' voices as demons, I'm like, oh, this is kind of strange.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Mick.
Yeah, I'm going with Jurassic Park too.
Jurassic Park would be fascinating because you'd be like, wow, I get to see a big ass fucking brightly feathered Tyrannosaurus Rex sounding stupid.
Yeah, I'd
Jesus
put them all
Christ.
down.
Like,
Are you talking about the honking dinosaurs?
No, because apparently dinosaurs don't sound like they think they. Apparently dinosaurs sound different from what we think they sound like. So it might have a fucking weird fucking sound.
I'm just hoping they're bullshitting because you have fucking crocodiles and shit that are dinosaurs and they sound ferocious. Like they
crocodiles
sound
fucking weird. Crocodiles sound like what snakes sound like, slithering and talking at the same time.
What are you talking about?
What the fuck does that mean?
Because crocodiles have like this weird like you know how snakes slithering sounds like that like a rattle like. Snakes have a weird slithering sound to like when their tongues are out and they're flicking their tongues, they have that weird sound they make. Now crocodiles sound like that, but add the large and echo. That's what they sound like to me.
Snakes making a slithering sound? Are you talking about when they're
when they're hissing?
So you're talking about the hissing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's my brain was thinking they're making noises when they're actually slithering. I was like, what the fuck are you talking
They're not
about?
like moving saying snake, 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 snake. No, they're just like when they're hissing.
Yeah, you're talking about the hissing when they're okay.
It
I know
sounds
what you're
like
saying,
that plus like louder, and then you put like a really big echo behind it.
No.
But why would you call that a slithering sound?
I don't know.
That's what
snakes
fucked me.
Because
That's
snakes,
what totally.
snakes slither. That's what I thought. For some reason, my brain was like, snakes hissing is slithering. It's just slithering with their tongue. And
Look, crocodiles, alligators, whatever, they have the capacity to make that sound. But I'm talking about their demonic growls that they have. Like, just listen to that shit. It's fucking frightening.
It sounds
and me,
insane.
I'm like, they've been around since the dinosaurs. So I'm like, if there's a possibility that dinosaurs had some fucking ferocious growls like that. You know, like, I was learning, like, why are crocodiles so fucking old? Because when everything died, they love eating rotten meat. So they were fine. They just ate all the dinosaurs when they were fucking rotten, so they survived.
Yeah, their design's been perfected. They've been just crocodiles since, like, there were dinosaurs around. Isn't that terrifying?
That is actually really off-putting.
They've just been crocodiles. They never had to change their build. They just shrunk. They put all their points in the right places.
Twice a year and they're good. Like, what the fuck is that? Imagine eating like twice a year and you're good.
It kind of implies that this whole planet is really just perfect for crocodiles and nothing else.
Well,
like
so
it
far
implies that
so far it's been perfect for crocodiles.
Well, yeah.
So far it's been like,
of course. Yeah, no, but I mean, when will it not be?
When the water's too hot for crocodiles to live down there because they're cold-blooded and stupid.
Oh, it's hot, fam.
Oh, it's too hot. I'm getting sick, and they die.
No, because we're just probably gonna get sunk into some other ice age that's just gonna fucking cool the water off, and then they're gonna be fine, and then they're gonna have all these rotten people to fucking eat. It seems like it's a crocodile's world, man, and we're just living in it. It feels.
When
like.
are they gonna morph into fucking people? Like
crocodile people? Hey, how's it going?
reptilians?
How's it going? My name is Crocodile Dave.
Are they already here? Are they already here?
They don't need it, man. They don't need that shit. They can already walk around and get their leg twisted off by their friend probably
and not complain.
Be fine.
They don't even complain, bro. That's how you know they're fucked up.
That happened. That's it. It's
That's
just like,
such a fucking alien response as a creature. Every creature, when it's harmed, they do something. Crocodiles are just like, well, I don't have an arm now. I will continue.
It's like, yeah, no. All right, well, I'll keep going.
It's so scary, man. There's something about like just the lack of love
feeling
in a crocodile's eyes.
Just reptiles in general, man. It's just they're so like there's certain lizards that look so pissed off, like they look so angry, but you can't tell what they're feeling.
Yeah,
because
but
they just
some of them.
I'm glad. Yeah. Well,
no,
those
geckos.
are amphibious things.
Geckos are adorable. Like, for example,
are geckos lizards?
Yeah.
Are geckos reptiles? Or are they like amphibians?
I don't think they're amphibians. But I could be.
Let
totally
me look it
wrong.
up.
Yeah, look it up because I could be.
I know salamanders are amphibious.
Salamanders are definitely amphibious because they start off as tadpoles.
Oh, okay. So a gecko is a reptile and a salamander is an amphibian.
Yeah, because they definitely they're tadpoles when they start off and then they develop. Yeah, but like geckos look adorable as shit. But then you look at, say, for example,
monitors, land monitors, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, those beasts. But I'm talking about like just even like chameleons. They look like the most like they hate everything. Like look at their expression. Chameleons just look like they're like, I don't want to be here. Don't fucking touch me.
Apparently chameleons are affectionate though. I heard that. Apparently they're like affectionate animals. Like they just go on your shoulder and they just chill on your shoulder and they'll defend you, bro. Like they won't let anything get near you.
I've actually, like, when I was a kid, I really wanted a chameleon because I thought they were just so cool, and just the fact that you could just have one perched on your shoulder and it would just like eat bugs that would like come near you to bother you. I just always thought that was just like the coolest possible thing to have.
That's pretty badass.
Like,
you know, more than like a car or like a girlfriend.
It's the big eyes that's completely and that's covering just the part where they can see. It just makes them look so like
and looking
mad.
Up and down and side and shit like that, and they look
so
all around.
Angry. They're like, fuck off, but like they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they got the little fucking Lego hands too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, those things are fucking weird, bro. Like how they especially give them a stick and they just like fucking just like I don't know. It's like their hands are completely designed to like
latch.
I don't even
just
know.
Hold
it's
on.
Weird.
They're just meant to hold on.
Yeah,
they're just they're just fucking action figures basically. Like you just you seriously like if you hand like I saw these videos on Vine or like TikTok or somewhere where people were just handing chameleons various things and they pick them up every time. They just clamp around them, and there's this there's this video of this little chameleon waving a sword around.
A knife, yeah. It's a little knife, and I'm like, what the
That's
fuck?
fucking cool.
You ever seen a chameleon in real time fucking camouflage?
Yeah, absolutely.
That shit is puzzling, bro. That shit puzzles my ape brain. I'm like
that's the stuff. That's the stuff that where I'm like, all right, man. Maybe we can talk a little bit about intelligent design because that's just some fucking wild shit. Because I'm just like that's so impressive to just be like, I'm gonna be by something and I'm gonna look like it. Like why?
Dude, you know what's even crazier?
Where's our time to do? Why don't we have this cool shit?
What's even nuttier is that apparently like chameleons have like low grade, like cuttlefish and like octopuses can change the texture of their skin. That is the most insane shit. That's some shit that's like a fucking person as a superhero, like making their costume appear on their body. It's like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, what does that mean?
That is actually disgusting. Like the whole texture change thing. That is shit that I can't abide by that. That's just not okay with me.
Why are we so inefficient?
Because we're smart.
Why don't we have sweet skin? Why don't we have bear claws? Why can't we camouflage? Why can't we jump fucking over a building? Like, there's so many things that like a kangaroo can jump. A bear will swipe you. A bear will fucking hot knife through butter by just accidentally passing by you. Will fucking slice your head off. And like, we can't do anything.
We're smart, bro.
We can just think hard.
We made guns.
Yeah.
We made guns.
But at no point were we even say Neanderthal or anything like that. They were just ugly.
No, dude, Neanderthals were strong as shit, dude.
They were strong,
comedically
but
so.
They weren't. They were strong compared to humans, but still, you can get like fucking whatever the hell a mammoth to just fucking tusk you in the ass.
You know what's crazier too? Apparently, Neanderthals were smarter than people too. Smarter than regular Homo sapiens, which is insane.
That doesn't sound.
They were smarter.
That doesn't sound.
We just
real,
built tools faster.
Sure.
Look it up, dude. We just built tools faster because we needed them more than they did, and then we had tools when they didn't have tools.
Well, that argument actually does hold up. Just why, because when all these racists were talking about like different, how come dark people don't build as much? And I'm like, are you stupid? If you don't need anything, there's no point of building shit.
That's true.
Like if you live close to the equator, you can chill naked and you're good.
It's why in sci-fi all the highly advanced aliens are usually like feeble gray-headed aliens who are just like really fucking feeble and weak.
Yeah.
You could kick a Mars Attacks alien in the head probably once, you know?
You could probably put your hand. The freaking boxer did it. The boxer beat up a fucking army of them dude in Mars Attacks. He beat an army of aliens up and then he showed up later on in the movie because he fucked up a fucking small platoon of them with his hands.
That movie's so good. I love Mars Attacks.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. I got to watch it.
We recently watched it.
I saw it recently. It was the last movie I watched in LA before I left.
Oh, nice.
And it's just so fucking good. But, yeah. I don't even remember what the fucking question was. But
yeah, I don't either.
I hope whatever that... I hope we have some answer for you. Evolution. Buttered Butter wrote in. He says, "Hey, you three short bus chauffeurs. Short bus chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really hard thing to say for some reason. Who do you think would win in a fight? A football team comprised entirely of midgets or a monkey with a gun who figured out how to use it?
Depends on the...
To avoid...
Depends
Wait,
on
to avoid any... To avoid any rules lawyering. The gun is a Glock 19 and they are on a football field. Love the podcast. Hope you all stay sane in the final stretch of COVID. Yeah, final stretch. We'll see.
The football team would win if it's just a Glock.
If the monkey knows how to... No, look. Monkeys' perception is a comedically level enhanced from humans, which is true. They are faster than we are in bursts. A football team is how many people's on the field at a time? Football team, it's like 10, right? It's like 10 or 11 on the field.
11.
It's 11 on the field, right? Glock 19 could hold down how many bullets? Like extended mag is like 16, I think, right?
Well, I think that's a regular.
I think
extended would be a lot more.
Well, you can't have a monkey with a Glock and not have enough bullets to be able to kill them. You know, that's just not fair. But a
It's just
monkey
not-
could easily rip a fucking midget in half. Like dismantle them.
But it's just using the gun though, correct? Like it's not about like tearing it apart. I don't know this. My whole thing is just knowing how you can use several bullets to take down one person, right?
That's
Sometimes
true.
it takes several. So like a lot of times there's people that have been shot point blank in the face and they survive. So the idea of having just one mag. Well,
It's
let's
not
see.
enough.
What is a Glock 19? Let's see it.
A
how
bullet
much
could
it
definitely put you
holds.
down with a Glock 19.
So it has, so it's regular, 15 rounds.
Oh yeah, you could do it.
So,
It's possible.
but let's see. Pistol can
So
also use
these
magazines with
are-
17, 19, and 33 rounds. God damn. So you can get extended mag up to 33 though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it has the he didn't say extended mag though.
He didn't
so,
say the extendo. Yeah.
No, he did
Yeah.
not say extended mag.
Because I would definitely be that the monkey has a lot more shots because even people that are just sharpshooters, you get a really good shot and the bullet, depending on what kind of bullet it is, it could just pass through you and not hit any vital organs. If you have like say hollow point, it could do a hell of a lot more damage. So maybe you would be better off, but we don't know. We didn't. Let's just say that they're not hollow point. They're and it's just a regular mag. I think the football team wins.
Yeah, it's just numbers. Like I know none of them are catching the monkey. None of them are gonna be able to restrain the monkey. But I've also seen some pretty strong, like muscular small people. No, they're not. They're not restraining the monkey. They're not restraining the monkey. Nah, they're not because a chimpanzee is comedically strong.
Yeah, but that's
But
an ape. He said a
so
monkey.
what kind of a, we're talking about a
oh,
monkey.
it's a monkey. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It's a monkey.
Yeah, the monkey's dead, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
If it was an ape, it'd be different. The ape could probably take him out.
if it
ape
was,
could
if-
probably
and
beat
here's the
them all
thing.
to
Here's the
death.
thing too. Here's the thing. Here's what you have to consider. This is a football team comprised of little people. Presumably, he wouldn't have said football team if it meant that they wouldn't be in gear.
That's true.
That's what I'm
So-
thinking of. That's exactly
So
what I'm
these are
thinking of.
people. These are small little people in fucking proper football gear. They got helmets. They got pads.
Mhm.
They're in an open field where a monkey has like no advantage. Like if we were in like a forest, I would say it would be a lot weirder. It would be okay. That's up in the air a little bit. The monkey's got some high ground. You know, but in a football field, I'm sorry, the monkey's dead. The monkey's
Yeah, they have home field
as
advantage.
good as gone.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
seeing a chimpanzee throw a punch proper? Like, and it realizing it threw a proper punch, like it cocks back and it punches someone, then it looks at its hand and it's like,
Man,
I
I just
think-
made this guy's head
rocks.
explode.
I think that in zoos, they should have shock collars around all of the monkeys to prevent them from looking at their palms for too long.
I disagree, but they should have something to change their perspective. Like, real quick, like that happens, like, oh, feeding time! And the monkey's like, oh, you're feeding time. And then one of the
They should
monkey's still
not-
looking at its hands.
They should not be allowed to stare at their palms for too long because that is the universal sign of understanding what you are. That is like in every bit of every anime, every movie, every superhero movie where like like Peter Parker throws his first punch and it throws a high school student across the fucking room. It's always like
He's like, whoa.
it's
Yeah.
always this. It's always looking
sign.
right down at your head. And like if you see an ape, a chimp, a gorilla,
Oh, gorilla!
Oh,
you see one of those things looking down at its palms.
Gorilla.
For any longer than 5 seconds, shock immediately. You can't let it get that far.
Shock it.
Shock
Good
it.
idea.
Shock it till it's
Shock it,
unconscious.
shoot it, put it in a stew. It's done.
Shock it till it's unconscious and it forgets the moment.
I want to see a gorilla flexing in the mirror. I want to see that. I want to see that, and it's like, oh my god, it knows. And then
It's that
then you fucking hand it like a fucking 100-pound dumbbell and see what it does.
Hurls
And
it.
Just starts like fucking understanding, starts curling. And then fucking after a week it comes back and realizes how light it is, and now it's looking at you like, you know, like it understands.
More weight. More weight.
I need
More
more.
heavy weight. I need heavy weight. Heavier. You
And
get in a
then
whole
it
fucking
wants-
home gym. It starts squatting and shit.
And then for some reason its mind gets to the point where it wants you to shave it so it can see its muscles better. It's like, please, fucking it just gets something sharp and it's like fucking like making the cutting, like, please shave me so I can see how I look. and it wants to compete at Mr. Olympia.
And then it wins, and it goes and it shoves someone out the room. It shoves someone out the room.
The runner-up, it just kills the runner-up.
It picks him up and throws him. Fucking Kai Green gets picked up and fucking hurled out the window.
Just fucking suplexed into the ground where he fucking just splats.
Could you imagine how dangerous it would be if you just showed a fucking gorilla fucking luchador fights? Like every day you just show it luchador fights, cool. And eventually it goes out there and it fucking does a 619 to another fucking gorilla and kicks its head off its neck.
Oh my god, dude. That's amazing. I hope technology and science figures this shit out. I really hope we get to that point.
Yeah. Did you guys see that this is not in the document at all. This is something I just found. Okay. Did you see that what is it? Milo Yiannopoulos is ex-gay?
Who?
No, you're lying.
I'm not kidding. Lifesite.
Activist
Milo Yiannopoulos is now ex-gay, consecrating his life to Saint Joseph.
No.
Wait, who's Milo?
No.
Who's that?
Milo Yiannopoulos was this gay conservative from like several years ago.
No, you're kidding, dude. He had bleep this out if you want. He had a comedy tour, a show tour that was called Dangerous Faggot. Like that was. That was this guy. He was a provocateur, conservative, gay, and proud. He was also married to a black dude to really kind of be like, I'm Jewish descent, I'm ethically Jewish, I'm Catholic, and I married a black dude. Like, stop calling me a Nazi. That was his thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, look at me. But this
is a headline that I just saw. I don't know if it's real, but it's a funny one, and I had to mention it.
I don't even know who this person is. So I'm not invested.
It's fine. You didn't miss out much.
Yeah.
But we're pretty much at the end here.
Just about.
We got some more questions, but we'll save those for next week. Remember, you can always ask us questions on the Patreon at patreon.com/thesnarktank. And, if you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over there. And,
please.
The perks are pretty simple. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. $5 gets you your questions read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That is one-time $10 and you're there forever. Mm-hmm. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show. We also have snarktankmerch.com if you want to check that out. But now is the time. As every episode ushers us into the ending portion where I read all of your terrible names. So count me down.
3,
Gorilla.
2, 1.
Gorilla.
Pre-Roz, a tiny Asian man, Parker Lukenbach, Cum Man, the man of cum, Blake 896, Pinyap Vivo, the epic Oshawott, designated divorce paper delivery dude, Silly Putty Eater, in the name of the dyslexic wombat, the big peen, and the holy sween. OG Two-Tone, Crenshaw Mafia Blood. I have no idea. I feel like I just said something like that.
That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
I feel like that's a gang. I feel like that's a gang. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, you got Bloods over here on Crenshaw, fucking right kind of in my backyard. So
shit. All right, that's unsettling. Ace Man.
Yeah, right.
Fucking kill me. Every time Chris says subscribe to Dr. Purple on YouTube, I pee a little. The podcast was canceled because Chris finally said the N-word, and Sweeney still wants to clap Candace Owens' cheeks.
I don't want
Brown,
to. I got a good look at her, dog. She's not optimal.
I mean, it's not the optimal, but why not?
She's not optimal. She's
all right, but her face a little busted. I'm gonna be honest.
Holman Brown, 98. Diego Andres Hernandez. Hey boss, can you follow me on Twitter, please? Ryan Lucchesi. Abs are the sexiest part of a tomboy. Sloshy Scout. Atrasoni. Hideo Kojima screaming the N-word at the top of his lungs while promoting his next video game.
That's so fucking hilarious, dude.
I would buy that shit so quick, dude.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Tom Sweeney, the atrocious alien fucker. Please check out my podcast called How Did We Even Get Here every Thursday. Leroy Jenkins, Kingston Kicking Kids. I'm not reading off the name list anymore. This is a bit of a tangent, but I do like eating out of a bowl on the ground. The ADHD Tank Podcast, Hard Hat Skydiver, Chris Chandler. Chris has a high voice for a lesbian. Absolute Wagon, Lord Gavin. The name you would give to a zit popping fetish. Huh.
That's pretty.
Well, what is a name that you would give to it? There's got to be videos on that already, right?
Mushy nigga. I don't know.
Yabba dabba domestic abuse. I was cock-blocked by a turtle. Alaskan oil field trash. Chris would be a twink if he was raised upstate. Lieutenant Lipton's famous teabag facial. Not an FBI agent. Not an FBI agent. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Mr. Fuck. Jim Crow's daddy issues. Abusi. Chris promised to drop Tom's nudes at 10K. Papa Nurgle. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger N-word.
Derek, you look so disgusting. You look so sweaty. You look so sweaty. You like you're sweating cheese. You look so bad.
Wait, I can't even see him.
I just have
you look fucking you look like chicken, man. What the fuck?
Chicken. I just been taking my super male vitality. That's all.
Oh my god. Palm Joseph Watson. Danny DeVito's perfectly preserved penis. I let Paul touch me. Murder ascended. David Connolly, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. I'm Chris Reagan, and I love Imagine Dragons and sprinting in Halo. Lobotomized Jesus is my drooling divine savior. Heiko, Moto Zealot. Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Well, trying to do that Imperial ambush, same as us. Hiroshima spicy mushrooms. Adam for some reason I always forget about that one.
Yeah, same.
Then it happens, and I'm like, oh yeah. Adam Carolla, sipping cola, sniffing Yolas, banging cholas, and shouting YOLO. Derek's unyielding sex drive, dummy thick Dave, heartless wretch, aka the black man from Staten Island, Uncle Tony's Pizzeria and Abortion Clinic, where today's loss is tomorrow's sauce. Dan Schneider, the Hyman divider, badly brave. Jolly old dipshit, Hugger Derek, the movie theater assistant manager, Ethereum Mrs. Butthurt McGuamacunt, Chris Gape, my Progerian hunting ass, deflated left ass cheek, all hands on dick, Arrow, Sunny with a chance. The episode of Snark Tank, I showed my parents, starting with Sween and Derek yelling the N-word, and now I'm out of the will. Thanks.
Nice.
No problem, man.
Richter 86. I think I said Sunny Chance already, but in case I didn't, I'll say it again. And as always, rounding out the list,
the chosen one,
the chosen one. King of Haphazard. And that'll be it. This episode will be out because there are 49 backups of my audio now. So we're all set.
Straight.
We've come so come, I can feel you come inside my come so much more than come.